Tonight, the Center Grove Trojans are on the road at Arsenal Tech High School to take on the Cathedral Fighting Irish in the regular season finale. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Conrad, along with Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry. We welcome you to Center Grove Trojan football. And Ted Kitchell, the Trojans have had quite a bit of success against the Irish, winning the last three matchups. Coach Moore undefeated against the Irish. But tonight, Ted, a little bit different. The last three games were all played at Center Grove. Tonight, a neutral field, more or less Cathedral's home field here at Tech High School. And, Ted, we got a beautiful night for football.
We sure do. It's a beautiful night. We've had a beautiful fall so far. And these are two teams that are kind of both, very similar to one another. I mean, both are looking for some momentum as they get ready to start the state championship, a week from next Friday. Cathedral will be your favorite in the 5A. Center Grove will be one of the favorites in 6A. So they're two very, very good teams. The one thing very interesting about these two teams is neither team really worries about what their record is. They are trying to improve themselves and see how good they can get and how good they can be when the tournament starts. I mean, Cathedral over the years has been more than happy to go out of state. They play St. X out of Cincinnati. They play Detroit teams. They play Louisville teams. They don't care what their record is. When they get ready to play for the state championship, they have done nothing but done great things. I mean, I think they've won 5 or 6 state titles over the last 10 years. So, it's a team very similar to Center Grove. I mean, if you talk to Eric Moore, I mean, he knows what weaknesses Center Grove has. He knows what they need to work on. And so that's, they don't worry that they're 4-4. They're worried about winning a sectional championship, a regional, and moving on to the semi-state and getting another chance probably at Ben Davis. So two very similar teams tonight. I would look for Cathedral, a very good run defense. Probably put 8-9 guys in the box, making Center Grove throw the football, something we know they don't like to do, but they will do it if they have to. So it should be an outstanding football game with two teams with great traditions.
Tonight's pregame show is being presented by Allstate, the Bontrager Agency of Greenwood. You're in good hands with Allstate. Coming up next, Aaron Holt talks with Center Grove head coach Eric Moore to preview tonight's game against Cathedral. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Friday Night Lights. The crowd is here, the lights are on, the hype music is being played. What better way to start the show than your team coming out of the locker room with full energy, ready to take on their opponent? Yes, that's right. Bring down the house with our breakthrough banners. They're a great way to pump up your team and showcase your school pride. Get one of your favorite team today. Stadium graphics. Look like a pro, play like a champion.
Let's go, big guy. Let's go.
What?
Hi, I'm John Bontrager. 20 years ago, my wife Shanda and I opened the Bontrager Agency right here in Greenwood, Indiana. Today, we serve over 2,700 families in the Greenwood and surrounding areas. What makes our agency truly special is the 8 licensed sales and customer service staff that work here. Between all of us, we have over 120 years of combined knowledge and expertise to assist our customers. When it comes to the purchase of a new policy, we do an exhaustive needs analysis for each individual person to make sure they have the right coverage for when that claim time happens. And we promise to review that coverage every year for you to make sure it keeps up with your existing needs as your lives change. I realize that customers have many options when it comes to the insurance purchase. If you're looking for an agency that treats you as a friend, please consider the Bontrager Agency.
Welcome to another version of the Allstate Bontrager Insurance Agency pregame show. This is Aaron Holt standing alongside Coach Eric Moore. Prior to their last regular season game, tonight we go up to Tech High School to take on the mighty Cathedral Irish, and it's going to be a unique game. The last 3 years we've come out on top, and it's a game that I think the state of Indiana looks to with all the tradition that Cathedral has and certainly what we've been able to accomplish the last 20 years. It's a fun night for people that like football.
Yeah, great way to end the season, playing another powerhouse. Just part of the Trojan football schedule. Got to add them on the schedule a few years back, and it's been an unbelievable football experience, I think, for the Cathedral kids and the Center Grove kids. And this time, the first time ever, that we switched the venues to Tech High School to be the Cathedral Irish Senior Night for those kids, and well-deserving. It's going to be a tough game for the Trojans. They're a very good Cathedral team. Don't read into their record. They've played 3 or 4 of the best teams in the country, let alone the state of Indiana. So it's going to be a big, tall task for us tonight. We got to really get out of the gate fast and play good, strong defense and hold on.
Cathedral's full with Division I recruits. Many of them already have offers. Some have committed. We got one going to Michigan, another to Notre Dame, and Marquise Stepp. And he hasn't played an entire season. I don't know if he's been injured. I know he came off last year having a torn hamstring, and if they're saving him or what have you. But if he's in the backfield, certainly he's going to bring a big challenge to us.
Yeah, you got to prepare for him to be in the backfield, which we have, and the young man that plays behind him is just as good. But Stepp's been a great football player, and they probably should rest him tonight. I would think so. Rest him up for the playoffs. You know, both teams have a lot of injuries. We do as they do, and you know, we just sort of got to get through this game. You know, there's not the pressure on it has been in the past. We're not in the same classification for the playoffs, so it's more a throwaway game for both teams. We can go out there and have fun. That's why our theme this week is just to have fun and play football in a great environment against a great team, and then we'll reload for the bye week and get ready for the playoff game.
Their offense is similar to what we've seen this year. They're going to spread us out. Quarterback will take the ball and run. They like to pass, but he's not shy on scrambling and taking it and getting it upfield.
No, he's got great running ability, but what gets you more than his great running ability is when he's running, he can fire the ball in places that most people can't. And he's as talented, maybe as overlooked a quarterback as we played this year, but he's a talented kid, and he's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for it's been tough for any defense to defend him all year, and it will be a real work for us tonight. We're really going to have to do a good job. Again, getting in open field, we got to take him, we got to get him on the ground. And that's just the way it is. And anytime you play a team with great athletes, when they make a play, okay, but you got to get them on the ground. 3 and outs will be huge for our defense tonight, no matter how we get them. Lightning, rain delay, or earthquake, 3 and out, we got to get a 3 and out somehow and get them to punt the football. And the Trojans to be successful tonight, we got to get some first downs. 3 and outs are almost like turnovers, if we continue to do that on our defense. But if we can control the ball, give them some looks they haven't seen before, you never know.
Defensively, Cathedral's always been very strong on the run. Obviously, that's what we like to do. Last few years, we've had success getting the ball up in the air, and I would imagine we'll try some things tonight as well.
Well, yeah, success in terms of Rush East catching the football and running with it. He didn't play here anymore. But neither some of their kids. They put you in an ideal situation where they're going to close the run game off, and you're going to have to throw it. So, we're going to have to do that some because that's just what they give you. When you try to block 8 with 7 guys, you just can't do that all the time. So, it does lead to that. There are some wrinkles that maybe that we hope that maybe can cause some troubles for them. But, it's, again, who's going to block and who's going to tackle. It's high school football. As tricky as it may be sometimes, it's really pretty simple. My X has got to defeat your O.
Pretty interesting stuff. I would be remiss if it's the last regular season game and I don't go after Kitchell and Embry. They've kind of taken some jabs at you and I over the season on our physique and our weight and whatnot. And I can't help but notice that Tech has this huge stadium but a very, very small press box. And, you think they're going to be able to fit in there tonight?
Not a chance. I can't. I'm going to look up and enjoy watching them being uncomfortable. They can go on top, though, I guess, with the birds and crows and everybody else.
It should be a fantastic game. It's always a good one to end on and prep us for the upcoming tournament. We get a bye after this week. And, Coach, it's been a different type of year, but a year where our team has grown and they're getting better and better. The theme is Rise as One, and I know you've been really big on that, especially this week. We got to turn that switch on and get the train rolling and be ready to make another run.
Well, there's thousands of teams that would like to be 4-4. We're 4-4. We've had an average year. We've had some big plays made against us. We could easily be 6-2 or 7-1, and then no one cares. You just think you're going to do what you normally do. But this has been a tough season. The teams we've played this year have had some of their best seasons ever, and some of their kids have made some big plays, and that just happens. But even if whatever your record is after this week, it's thrown out anyway. It doesn't matter, and that's what our concern on is keep getting better, trying to get guys healthy and get them back in the game plan for the bye week, and then getting ready for Franklin Central. Because really, no one's going to know your record if you can win the sectional, regional, and semi-state.
Well, it's going to be exciting. We wish you all the luck, and hope to see a huge crowd out there tonight versus the Cathedral Irish. Coach, good luck.
At Tech, go Trojans.
We love being part of this community.
And for Bay Horse Inn to be a Blue Ring sponsor for Center Grove football.
The barn at Bay Horse Inn is conveniently located off of Stones Crossing Road just east of 135. Nestled in the woods, you'll find the perfect setting for a memorable event. Do you know someone getting married? Our modern yet rustic barn is full of character. Inside, you'll find 9 crystal chandeliers, a bride's room, groom's room, a saloon, and seating for 350. The outdoors is connected with patios, garage doors, and windows, as well as the outdoor pergola and beautifully landscaped grounds. Has your business booked your holiday party? With a stone fireplace and cedar beams, the barn and saloon are ideal for your holiday or end-of-year celebration. Does your business need an escape from the office to spur creative thinking in a unique setting? The barn is the perfect setting for training programs, continuing education, team building, strategy and goal planning, as well as retirement and anniversary celebrations. Visit us online at barnatbayhorse.com or follow us on your favorite social media at barnatbayhorse. We love everything that Center Grove football stands for. Hard work plus dedication equals success. Words we live by here at the barn as well.
Trojan Pride!
Welcome back to Tech High School. Kevin Conrad, along with Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry. Tonight, the Center Grove Trojans taking on the Cathedral Fighting Irish in the final game of the regular season. Beautiful night, 72 degrees. Ted, great excitement on both sides of the field. The Irish tonight celebrating senior night, so they've got a fantastic crowd. And across the way, we're starting to see the Center Grove Trojans making their way here to the east side of Indy.
Yeah, it should be an outstanding game tonight. I mean, you got two really good teams. As I said, both are kind of searching for some momentum. Neither have got much momentum going, but this is the time of year that these two teams come alive. We know what Cathedral, is capable of now that they're in the 5A. They will be your favorite to win another state championship, so you'll probably see them in Indy later, around Thanksgiving. And Center Grove has been in Indy the last couple years, and they would sure like to get back there. They're going to have to do some things, change some things, probably throw the football a little bit more tonight. Cathedral, very good defensive running team. I mean, they really have put the stops on people wanting to run the ball. They've given up some long passes this year. They've had, some great competition. As I said, they'll play basically anybody. They played St. X out of Cincinnati. They played a Detroit team. I think they played a Louisville team. So they'll go anywhere and play anybody. They're very good and expect them to play well tonight.
Captains meeting at midfield. Captain side for the Center Grove Trojans. Number 1, Jackson Moore, junior quarterback. Number 28, Keegan Gephardt, senior safety. Number 35, Tyler Watson, senior cornerback. And number 82 tonight is going to be Gunnar Lepper. He's going to play tight end. He's a senior. And your captains tonight for the Cathedral Fighting Irish, number 7, Jackson Barrow, linebacker. He's a senior. Number 72, Emil Ikior, a senior center going to Michigan. And also number 47, Max Worth, a linebacker, also a senior. And Ted, who's kicking off tonight?
Well, it looks like Center Grove. Well, the thing I was going to mention, if you see number 72 in your screen right there, is he was out for the captains. I mean, Coach Moore couldn't say enough great things about him. I mean, he's the center. He's going to Michigan. Looks like Center Grove will kick off. But, 72 is one of their big-time players. I mean, and then number 30 is another big-time player for Cathedral. He has not got huge stats because he's had some hamstring problems, but when he touches the ball, he's been dynamic. He's been outstanding. His name is Stepp, number 30. He's already, signed with Notre Dame. probably see him run a lot in the red zone. They don't like to get him out in the open much because they're afraid of the hamstring, pulling again. So, but he's a fabulous talent. Again, number 30, number 72, big-time players for Cathedral.
So Luke Eckert will kick off for the Trojans. Eckert probably, Ted, coming off his best varsity game last Friday night at home against Lawrence North. He had 3 touchbacks and kicked a 47-yard field goal in that ball game. So I know that's so important for Coach Moore and the Trojans to get the special teams playing at its best entering the state tournament in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he had 3 touchbacks last week. There's not much wind tonight, so, I mean, if he gets his foot into it, he ought to be able to get it to the end zone. But, yeah, that kind of gets their defense started whenever Luke gets his foot into it and gets a touchback.
Shiloh Means and Bo Sanders back deep for the Irish, and he's going to kick it inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Then the Irish do the handoff. It goes to Bo Sanders, and the Trojans were ready for it, Ted, and they take him down at the 12-yard line. I recall last year that Cathedral did this, and Center Grove seemed like they were ready for it.
Well, a lot of times they're doing that to set up something later on in the game, a later kickoff, because that one was just way too easy. I mean, it's right out in the open. It's very easy to see that he handed the ball off to him. He could only get to the 13-yard line. And Center Grove's defense has been good all year, and they love to see that ball down around the 10-yard line.
Drew Green makes the tackle for the Trojans, and the Irish will set up camp from their own 12-yard line. 1st and 10, 11:51 to go here in the first quarter. Opening drive of tonight's season finale.
Irish will be in a spread type of offense, but they also like to run the football. They are very similar to Center Grove as far as that.
The quarterback is a sophomore, Roman Purcell, and they try to run
Sissel
here to the near side. That's Chandre Sissel. He is a junior, 512 yards rushing coming into tonight's game and a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, he's going to lose about 5 yards. Center Grove really on top of that. Take a look at him. There's nothing inside, nothing outside. They take him down. He loses 5 yards. Center Grove starts things exactly the way they want to.
Loss of 5 yards. Lucas Railing, the safety, makes the tackle. So 2nd down and 15 from the Irish 7-yard line.
With Purcell, number 4, their quarterback, he can tuck it and does like to run. He's a very effective runner, so you must contain him if you're the defense.
He's 6'1", 190 pounds, only a sophomore, from shotgun formation, and they run it off the left side of the line. Good opening. He gets it across the 15 all the way up to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, almost a 10-yard gain right there. I mean, so excellent. Gives them an opportunity to try and pick up a 1st down. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and a long 4.5.
So it brings up 3rd and 4. Looking to the sideline for the next offensive play. 4 wide receiver set for the Irish. Sissel, the lone running back, now moves to the right side of the quarterback.
5.
Hands it off to Sissel, and off the right side of the line, 1st down Irish to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Eric Moore's not going to like that very much. I mean, they have 2nd down and 15, and Cathedral does an outstanding job. Sissel makes 2 outstanding runs, picks up a huge 1st down, moves those chains. As I said, Cathedral's going to be very similar to Center Grove. Both teams come in throwing under 800 yards for the year, so neither team wants to throw the football. Expect both teams to try and run as much as they can.
10 yards for Sissel. Tackle made by Jonah Hayes, senior linebacker. New set of downs for the Irish. We're inside 10 minutes to play opening quarter, and Hayes once again in on the tackle as the running back dives to the 30-yard line. That is Sissel.
Well, I mean, if you look at, I always have talked about the offensive and defensive lines. I mean, you look at their offensive line, their center comes in 6'3", 330, right guard 6'3", 300, right tackle 6'6", 285. They have some huge people on that line, and right now they're controlling the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard gain. They stick with Sissel, and he's going to be just short of the 35-yard line. Starting tonight defensively for the Trojans, you got Austin Daming and Cole Williams. Defensive ends, Lucas Hunter, Brad Boswell. Defensive tackles, A.J. Ginn, Jonah Hayes, and Gabe Boyd, your linebackers. Lucas Railing and Keegan Gephardt, the safeties, and Tyler Watson and Brett Boswell, your corners. Ted, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. I mean, as I mentioned, those big people for Cathedral, they're on their right side of their line, so that's usually where you're going to see them try to run the football the majority of the time when they have short yardage.
3 receiver sets. Shotgun formation. Now they got the fullback in there to the right side of the quarterback. He's more of a blocker. Yeah, he's going to be the lead blocker here for the quarterback. And Austin Daming makes the tackle on the edge. And Austin Daming, Ted, senior, leading tackler this year for the Trojans.
Well, and I mean, the guy, you know, has had 2 almost career-ending injuries he's come back from. And that kid's just tougher than nails. I mean, he chases things down. He's been the leader of the defense all year. He's been the leading tackler for this team. And he's been outstanding. Number 5 has been fantastic for the defense for Center Grove this year.
Punting will be Tyler Sylvia, averaging just 32.8 yards per punt. Low snap, he handles it, gets off a beautiful punt.
Yeah, great
spiraling punt. Drives railing all the way back inside the 20. He muffs it. He does. They do pick it up at the 16. His
35
teammate,
got on it.
Yeah, Watson gets on it at the 16-yard line.
Yeah,
a 49-yard punt.
Yeah, a standing kick. I mean, he took them from Center Grove being in decent field position to where they're going to start back about the same place that Cathedral started their run, where they pick up a couple first downs. Center Grove needs to do that same type of thing. As you watch this defense, I said, they're very oriented to stopping the run. I mean, and we know that Center Grove likes to run the football. So, you know, something's going to have to give. You know, you're going to probably see 8 guys in the box, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on the offense to run, you know, try and run the football.
Jackson Moore, junior, quarterback, player of the week last week for the Trojans on offense. First carry of the night for the freshman, Carson Steele. He bangs it to the 21-yard line, and impressive numbers by that young man. Carson Steele, freshman, over 1,000 yards rushing, 1,045, and he's got 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, 175 for 1045. That's pretty impressive. He's coming in averaging over 5 yards a carry. I mean, he's only a freshman, 14 years old. I mean, he's been outstanding all year. I just hope that you don't want to wear him out, you know.
On second down
High
and
snap.
5, we see Holt with his first carry of the night. He's the man in motion, and they drop him in the backfield for a loss. Well played by the Irish.
But if you get to take a look at it here on the replay, I mean, there's a high snap, and when you got this play, it's all about timing. You can see Jackson, it's a high snap. He barely gets it to him. It just throws the entire play off. The timing of the play is off, and because of it, Center Grove back at 3rd down and 10.
Number 23, Dylan Stewart, linebacker, senior, with the tackle. Loss of 5 yards for Holt makes it now a 3rd and 10 situation for the Trojans.
Out of the shotgun.
Shotgun formation. Jackson Moore to that far side of the field. Underthrows the receiver, and he throws his 5th interception of the season. He was looking for number 31, Jake Gagnon, and it is picked off by the Irish.
I mentioned last week that Center Grove has kind of went to this where it's just kind of all or nothing rather than, you know, taking the little, you know, tight end pass across the middle or throwing it out to a back. They've started throwing the ball deep. There, they didn't throw it deep enough, and Cathedral able to come up. It was very well played. The defensive back there did a nice job of keeping himself between the football and the receiver. He came up with it, and Cathedral going to start in excellent field position.
Bo Sanders picks it off. That's his 3rd INT this season. The Irish with great field position at the Trojan 48-yard line. Dalen Hall, sophomore, runs in late here at running back for the Irish. Handoff goes to Hall, and he gets a loss of 1 yard. Good penetration by the Trojans, and then following the play, a flag thrown in the direction of the Trojans. It's going to be some kind of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty following the play.
I didn't see it.
Threw it in the direction of Brett Boswell, number 12, following the play. Tonight's opening quarter being presented by Texas Roadhouse. Appreciate Texas Roadhouse sponsoring Center Grove Trojan football. Also tonight's game being presented by Reese Restoration, our first quarter replay sponsor. Also by Allstate, the Bontrager Agency of Greenwood.
Well, you just can't make mistakes like that. I mean, you do a nice job. You stop the run. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Now you give them 15 yards, unsportsmanlike conduct, puts them in great field position, gives them a lot of momentum.
Offensively up front tonight for the Irish, Blake Kaufman, his left tackle, Andy Gould, left guard, Emil Ecuyor, 6'3", 330-pound center going to Michigan, Jacob Obst, and also Ben Treese, right.
You can see they have 3 wide receivers out here to the left, but I'm still guessing they're going to run the football. You know, they make it appear like they want to throw it, but they're going to run it all night.
Great job by the Trojan defense to string it out. Cole Williams and Austin Damien in on the stop. Actually, that's going to be number 28, A.J. Gephardt. Gephardt with the tackle.
You can see Center Grove does a nice job of keeping it to the sideline. Everybody coming up, corners closing, linebackers do a nice job making the tackle all the way to the sideline.
Actually, let's give Brett Boswell credit for the tackle. He's the one here on the corner that made the tackle. A couple of yards on the play on 2nd down and 8. Fumble, and the quarterback got it back. Cole Williams nearly came up with it, but Purcell, the quarterback, gets it back.
Well, that's that read option. I mean, he's holding it in there, reading that defensive end. You can see he tries to hold it, and he's going to pull it out of there. Well, defensive end does a nice job, comes up with it, and knocks the ball away and puts Cathedral in a you would think a passing situation at 3rd down and about 15.
3rd and 15, the call for Coach Rick Strife, head coach of the Irish. Beautiful night for football. Around 70 degrees here at Tech High School. 5 minutes to play, opening quarter. Long signal counts. Purcell's going to run the football.
Let him run.
And they hit him at the 31-yard line. Great tackle by the linebacker. That is Gabe Boyd.
It gives them an opportunity, though. I mean, now they have an outstanding place kicker. Tyler Sylvia.
It's only 35 is his long this year. Might be a little bit out of his range, and it appears that they're going to go for it.
And for the first time tonight, you see number 30 in the backfield. He's their stud. I mean, he's the guy going to Notre Dame. He's had terrible hamstring problems over the years, but when he gets it, he's a dynamic runner, and they have him in there at 4th down and about 7.
They say he's good from about 30 yards out, and right now the ball at the 31. So with the hamstring, he can run about 30 yards. Anything over 30 might re-aggravate that hamstring. And now we're going to have a timeout here by the Irish. Coach Rick Strife calls timeout with 4:11 to play here in the opening quarter. No score between Cathedral and the Trojans. And Ted, during this timeout, we do see Stepp, the running back, stretching his leg.
Well, you can tell. I mean, it's something that obviously he's they said when he was a sophomore, I think he tore it, and then he came back last year, made a long run, tore it again. And so you could see in warm-ups, I mean, he was over here doing all kinds of drills trying to loosen that dude up and doing whatever he could. But he's very conscientious of it. And he, I don't know, sometimes you feel like he's thinking more about it than he is, you know, the football game.
Reese Restoration, proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. For all your roofing, siding, gutters, and maybe a kitchen and bathroom remodels, call Reese Restoration today for a free inspection. Mention this ad, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to Center Grove Trojan football. Call now. Reese Restoration, 317-954-5408. You
need to have really good discipline here too, because they could use 30 as a fake. You know, they could fake the 30 and then throw the football too, knowing that he's in the football game.
They do hand it off to Stepp, and they drop him for a loss all the way back at the 34-yard line. It is Keegan Gephardt, the safety. He sneaks in there, Ted, and drops him for a loss.
Well, he just gets him right around the ankles. I mean, Stepp has no chance. I mean, you can see, look at him just come right, shoots right in there between the tackle and the tight end, and Center Grove ends up with outstanding field position. It looked like they were probably going to have to start inside the 10 again. Now they get it at 35. This is fantastic.
At the Trojan 34. Trojans
Center
running.
Grove 24 move.
Ted, they're going to run the wing tee a lot tonight out of shotgun formation. They call it the shot wing, I think is what they call it. And it is going to be a false start against
Matheson,
the Trojans.
I happen to be just watching him. You're not going to see anybody move there, but Matheson moved down here, and he's out of your screen. He's over here in front of the Cathedral bench, and he jumped right before they hiked the football.
Defensively tonight for the Irish on that D-line, you got Joe Fennell, Danny Rogers, Judah Officer, Jackson Barrow, one of the linebackers. He's their top tackler. Will Chapman, another linebacker, and Hugh Davis, another linebacker.
One of their top players just had ankle surgery today, and he's done for the year.
Also in that, as we see,
there he goes.
Carson Steele, the freshman, breaking tackles. He's to the 40 and down to the 34-yard line in Cathedral territory. What a run by the freshman, Carson Steele.
Yeah, I think number 50, Haggerty, had been one of their top tacklers. If we take a look at Carson Steele, this is what he's done all year. Look what a great runner he is. Look at him pick up an additional 15 yards after they had their hands on him. He's just a dynamic runner. To be 14 years old and to do the things he's done against the competition that he plays again has been just fantastic.
Other linebackers for Cathedral tonight, Dylan Stewart, George Kirch, and in the secondary, Max Worth, Bo Sanders, Dorian Collins. On a new set of downs for the Trojans. 1 yard off the left side of the line. Again on Carson Steele's run, Ted, that went for 35 yards. Putting the ball now in Cathedral territory for the first time tonight, and now the ball spotted at the 33.
Yeah, this is going to be a grinded-out game. I mean, I would guess that you score 14 points in this game, you got a good chance of winning, because these two defenses can really play. You hope to break one just like Carson did right there for a big run, give you a chance to either get a touchdown or even a field goal.
Carson gets 1 yard on 2nd down and 9 from the gun. High snap. Jackson handles it. They go to Steele, and he loses a yard back at the 35-yard line.
Well, the high snap kills them again because it's all of it. Their offense is all about timing. And when he gets his high snap, it takes just a second away from him being able to read the defense, and he's not able to get inside. Cathedral does a nice job of tackling, and now Center Grove looking at 3rd down and 11.
Hugh Davis makes the tackle for the Irish, brings up 3rd and 11.
And
actually
at
lose a couple of yards.
Probably a 52-yard field goal from here, so you would like to pick up some yardage, even if it's 5 yards.
Eckert last week kicked a 47-yard field goal. Beautiful ball and led him too much. He was open, Ted. He had a step lead. That was Riley Roberts, and Jackson just led him a little bit too much.
Yeah, again, they throw the long ball. I mean, he had him beat, but that's a tough pass to drop in there, especially when now they're in 4-down territory.
Great protection, threw a great ball.
If you don't get it, you're going to give Cathedral back the same field position they gave to you. I'm a little surprised that Eric might not punt it here, try to get them down, make them go 90 yards to try to score a touchdown, because your defense is probably going to win the football game tonight.
Jackson Moore looking to his sideline, lets it go, and again a little bit too strong with the throw, looking for Riley Roberts, so the Trojans turn it over on downs.
Well, the defenses have really done the job so far, and you're going to take a look at it. He's trying to hit number 24 again. You can see it, and 24 kind of stops on his route, and it's just thrown over his head, not able to catch it. And as I mentioned, they're going to start at the 35-yard line, which is outstanding field position. A little surprised by both coaches that going forward in that situation when your defenses are so strong, not trying to maybe get it down inside the 10-yard line and play field position.
So the Irish will take over from their own 35-yard line with 2:06 to play here in the first quarter. No score. This will be the 3rd possession for the Irish. Inside handoff going nowhere. Cole Williams makes the tackle on number 26, Chandre Sissel.
Yeah, he lost about 5 yards. Center Grove's getting tremendous penetration. Center Grove knows that they want to run the football.
Ted Sissel, did you see his size? 5'4", 145 pounds.
And he's got 512 yards, and he's averaging 5.6 a carry this year. So
quick, and he's
very
fast.
Quick and fast.
So a loss of 4, so 2nd down and 14. Pass complete. Center Grove did a good job immediately with the tackle on number 86, Haven Monefalco.
Yeah, going to make it about 3rd down and 9 here, so it's still another long. But you can see that Purcell, he can throw the football. Number 4, he has a very good timing pass right there, came up with it, good reception.
Lucas Railing along with Gabe Boyd, sophomore linebacker, in on the tackle, brings up 3rd and 8. Makes it now very manageable here on 3rd and 8 for the Irish.
Fumbled it.
He fumbles the snap, and he was in shotgun formation. And Ted, what a lot of times happens is the quarterback raises up his eyes to look at the defense or his receivers and doesn't watch the ball into his hands.
Yeah, he did. You can see he fumbles it forward. He almost gets away with it, but Center Grove does a nice job of chasing the football. 4th down and about 9, and their defense comes through once again.
Forcing a punt situation. 49 yards on the first punt of the night.
Sylvia did an outstanding.
Sylvia.
Yeah,
we were told he was
first
a
kick,
better kicker than he is punter, and he's punted another fine one, and this one short, but good hang time, and good job with the fair catch by Riley Roberts.
Good job, Riley. That's what we've been talking about all year. You probably saved your team 10, 12 yards right there by coming up and fielding that football. Nice job.
32 yards on the punt, which is right at his average. Center Grove with fine field position for their third drive of the night. First drive for the Trojans ended in an interception by Sanders. Second drive, turnover on downs, and now we'll see what they can do here on their third drive with 16 seconds left to play in quarter number 1 here at Tech High School.
You can see everybody's packed in there. There's no way you're going to run that football. I mean, it's going to be tough. Eric talked about it. When you got 8 guys and you only got 7 to block them, it's hard to get yardage, and Center Grove going to have to figure some things out to try to score some points.
That's your final play of the first quarter here at Tech High School. The Center Grove Trojans and the Cathedral Fighting Irish 0-0. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Stop by Texas Roadhouse for Wild West Wednesdays. Enjoy a hand-cut 11-ounce sirloin dinner for $9.99. That's right, an 11-ounce sirloin for only $9.99.
Can't forget that Texas Roadhouse. Can't leave that memory behind.
Tonight's Center Grove football game being presented by Travis Creek Stables, by Aqua Systems, by Aldi, simply smarter shopping. After one complete quarter here at Tech High School, no score between Center Grove and Cathedral. Great defense so far by both teams. We did see a nice run by Carson Steele of 35 yards, but the Trojans unable to capitalize off that great run.
High snap, you got to get on it.
High snap, and Jackson Moore does cover it up. Starting tonight across that front line for the Trojans, a little bit of a different look due to some injuries. Gunnar Lepper, who's normally a tackle, now playing tight end tonight, wearing number 82. Your offensive tackles, A.J. Snow and Eric Nittis, and Skylar Spetter and A.J. Weesey, the guards, and Justin Toll, your center. And Ted, they've had some difficulty with that snap and shotgun formation, coming back just a little bit too high for Jackson.
Yeah, that's about the third time he's kind of thrown them out of rhythm, and now they're looking at third down and 20. Going nowhere. Lost another 5 yards. I mean, what that does is now, you know, Cathedral's going to get the football in excellent field position. Center Grove's going to kick it from the 19. I mean, he's basically going to kick it from somewhere around his 5-yard line. So if they get it, you know, even out of their own territory, I mean, they're going to be thankful.
P.J. Buck will punt from his own 5-yard line. P.J. averaging 39.4 per.
Oh, it's a fake. It's a fake. Fake, fake, fake.
And he runs it outside, and he does not make it. He's close, but he is shy of the 42-yard line. He's hit out of bounds at the 40. He's about a couple of yards short.
I don't know if that's his call or if that's the coach's call, but, you know, I don't know if that's a read. I mean, he almost got it, but he came up about 3 yards short. You can see he got popped really good right there. I thought they might even call a helmet to helmet. Yeah, I'm a little surprised from your own territory. On 4th and 5, you run that. On 4th and 20, it's a little iffy. That's why you wonder if.
I think he saw something and just did it on his own. I think he maybe has the green light, but yeah, it's one thing if you're 4th and 4, 4th and 5, but 4th and what was it? 20. 4th and 20, or that's just a tough. That's just a lot of yardage to cover. And he almost did it. He's about 2 to 3 yards shy.
He didn't give up a lot of yards. He's probably 15 yards. If he punts it, they're going to get it probably at their own 45, and they're starting at their own 40.
So it goes over as a turnover on downs, and the Irish have the ball at the 38. Pass, and he overthrows a wide open receiver.
Wide open. 86 tight end wide open right there, and he missed him.
Purcell just overshot him, as we see in the replay. Haven Montefalco, the intended receiver.
Center Grove does a nice job, gets good pressure on him, but 86, but that pass wasn't even close. I mean, that's 10 yards over his head.
Yeah, he's 6'4", very big target. Second down and 10 at the Trojan 38-yard line.
Got to keep Purcell contained. You can't let him run.
Getting outside is Sissel. Flag thrown. Most likely going to be holding against Cathedral. But a nice run by Sissel. He finally breaks through. It is holding against the Irish, so it negates the nice pickup by 26, Sissel.
Looked like they're going to call it after he was already downfield a little ways, so probably going to be about 2nd and 15.
Referee tonight is Scott Fisher. The rest of the crew, back judge Eric Sessions, umpire Ross Hayden, head linesman is Russ McCamick, and line judge is Bruce Talbot.
30 step again in the game. I mean, he hasn't played a lot of snaps, but when he's in the game, you need to take note. He's in there. He's very, very dangerous, and know that they would like him to get an open field if possible.
Quick pass, complete to the tight end, and they wrap him up at the 37-yard line. Got a lot of that yardage back and then some. To bring up 3rd and 7 here for the Irish. Good gang tackling by Center Grove down the field. And you're right, Ted, not expecting a lot of points in tonight's ball game.
No, defenses are going to dominate this game unless you get some interceptions or fumbles or some things like that. Doesn't look like many scores.
Step breaking through, and he's to the 10-5 touchdown. 36-yard touchdown run for Step.
Last year we talked about all of his injuries. He touched the ball 5 times last year and 4 times for touchdown. This is the type of things that he can do. You can see how strong he is, how powerful he is, how fast he is. And you can see he just runs away from the defense. And after we talked about our defense being so good, he just shreds it right there for 6 points.
Nine touchdowns for Step on the season, now eclipsing 500 yards rushing. Again, he's been limited this year due to the hamstring injury. Looked awfully good on that run. From 36 yards out, the extra point kick is up, and it is good. And the Irish lead it 7-0 over the Center Grove Trojans. 9:36 to play here in quarter number 2.
Just an outstanding run, weaving his way. You can see a good block right there. Gets him into the end zone, but you can see he's a powerful runner, very fast, very fluid, and Center Grove could not put him on the ground right there. Again, he's a guy that's going to have limited touches. He's not going to come out here and run the football 30 times tonight. He'll probably run it 7 or 8 times, but you need to know when he's in the football game because, as I said before, he's very dangerous.
Last year, the Trojans beat the Irish 44-41 in overtime. 2 years ago, Jackson Holt, you may recall, scored the lone touchdown, beating the Irish 7-0 on that counter crisscross. And then back in 2014, Center Grove won 44-38. All 3 of those games played at Center Grove's Ray Skillman Stadium. Tonight on a neutral field here at Tech High School. 7-0. Irish strike first with 9:36 to play until halftime. Sylvia puts the foot into it. A lot of touchbacks for Sylvia this year, but
out of bounds.
That one goes out of bounds, so the Trojans will get it at the 35-yard line. He's done quite well, Ted, on his kickoffs this year. Sylvia, he's got, let's see here, 34 kickoffs and 28 touchbacks.
Yeah, exactly. I had 28 of 32, so yeah, he's been
really
a
well.
Touchback machine. He's got a very good leg, and he's used it.
So with the penalty, it should be at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Head coach Eric Moore, 19th year at Center Grove, 177 wins, 60 losses. 23rd year of coaching high school football. 225 wins for Coach Moore, 65 losses.
I know there's a lot of people, they say, well, this game really doesn't matter, because, you're getting ready for the state title. It starts next couple weeks, and we're over at Franklin Central. But my feeling always was as a player was if they're keeping score, it matters. And, if you're going to show up, I'm expecting to win. And so I don't think you'll see Eric Moore's team do anything but do the best they can and try to win this football game here tonight.
A lot of conversation going on between the officials and Coach Strife and Coach Moore. Typically, when the ball goes out of bounds, you mark it at the 35. Or you could ask for a re-kick, which you typically don't see that very often. Personal foul against the Irish.
So they'll start at the 50.
So 35-yard line with the out-of-bounds kick, that's the penalty, and then add on another 15 yards for an unsportsmanlike conduct against Cathedral. So the Trojans will have the ball now at the 50-yard line. Again, Ted, great field position for the Trojans. Now they just need to put something together here with the offense.
Their offensive line needs to create some holes. And again, you're going to do this 4 or 5 yards at a time. You're probably not going to do it in chunks of 25 and 30. You got to be patient and move the chains. It's slowly but surely.
Carson Steele finds a nice hole off the left side of the line, gets it to the 47-yard line, 3 yards for Carson Steele.
A little surprised they don't throw some screen passes, things like that, to 30 to get him, gets him some open space. He's very dangerous in open space. He likes to work in open space, and so far, Cathedral has done a nice job of bottling him up.
Second down and 7. Inside handoff. Carson Steele behind his offensive line. He powers to the 38-yard line, picks up a Center Grove Trojan first down, and boy, was he explosive.
He sure was. A little different look right here, but watch him run right up his tackle. That guy's blocking, and he's running right up his butt, boy. Just a nice job,
Weesey
was doing a nice job out in front of him. And
I think he was pushing him too, wasn't he?
And he got another 4 or 5 yards, just a great run. And that's what I'm talking about. You're going to get it 3 or 4 yards at a time in this offense.
8 yards for Steele, new set of downs for the Trojans. Now we'll see Sam Holt.
Good job, good run.
Second carry of the night, very effective.
7 yards.
7 yards for Sammy Holt.
See, some of those other backs, they're going to have some openings because Cathedral is obviously keying on number 30. They know 30 is going to get the ball about 65% of the time in Center Grove's offense. So Sammy's got to be ready. Matheson, whoever he puts in there, you got to be ready to run the football.
Dylan Stewart makes the tackle.
Offside. Offsides go.
They do call the penalty. It's going to be against the Irish.
Yeah, offside.
In the neutral zone, so the Trojans will get a first down because of the 5-yard penalty. This quarter being presented by Travis Creek Stables. Travis Creek Stables, proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Travis Creek Stables, a premier facility offering lessons, training camps, and a great place to host an event such as a birthday party. Travis Creek Stables, located at 6555 West Stones Crossing Road in Greenwood. First and 10 at the Irish 27-yard line. Jackson goes under center this time, and some tough yardage for Carson Steele. He'll be wrestled down at the 25-yard line. Picks up a couple.
You can see they do a nice job. They're keying on him. You got 2 or 3 guys, linebacker, really keying on 30. So some of the other guys are going to have to come up with some runs.
We have not seen Gavin Matheson run as of yet tonight. Holt has run a couple of times.
In the shotgun, 3 wide.
4 wide receiver set. Handoff goes to Carson Steele and hurdles a player and puts the arm down to get the additional yardage and picks up the first down. Teddy's going to be down to the, 17, 16-yard line.
What an effort. Look at this effort by him. Jumping, keeping his hand on the ground, pushing forward, picking up a first down. That's just an outstanding effort. The guy's 14 years old.
Picks up 9 yards and a first down for the Trojans at the Cathedral 16-yard line.
Just think how good he might be when he grows up, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
When he gets his driver's license and could drive the bus to and from the game. And now they
Fumble.
bottle him up
I
at
think
the
they might have
15.
fumbled.
The ball comes out, and the Irish say they have it, and the official says Irish football. We've seen Carson fumble now a couple of times this year.
Well, that's been a big stat for Center Grove. I mean, give away, take away. Center Grove's given it away about 11, 12 times now this year, and they've only taken it away 5. So that's a stat you usually want to be ahead of. You usually want to take away about 15 and give away only 5 or 6. But Center Grove on the other side of that, and especially after moving the football, he should give them a little confidence. At least they know they can move the football. The defense needs to make a stop right here, though.
So the Trojans have turned it over twice tonight, an interception and now a fumble. Irish take control from their own 17-yard line. 6:37 to play here in the first half. Purcell from the gun.
As the quarterback.
Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and the Trojans take him down, and now a
flag.
Helmet comes flying off. That's Purcell, and a flag thrown late on the play.
He's got to come out.
Number 5, Damien came over the top, ripped off the helmet. That might be the penalty against the Trojans, as we saw a nice tackle made by the Trojans. A.J. Ginn.
Yeah, unnecessary roughness,
face mask. Looked like Damien came up high over the top.
You just can't make mistakes like that. I mean, you can't just give a team 15 yards. I mean, when you're in a situation where you're trying to get the football back, get decent field position. I mean, now even if they don't pick up a first down, you know, they're going to turn the field on you, and you're probably not going to get the ball in very good position. It's amazing, just nobody on that slot guy. They just give him all types of room out there.
False start against the Irish. Ball at the 37 at the moment, now 5 yards back at the 32. It'll bring up 1st and 15.
I mean, the way we play that slot guy, now I'm not a defensive coordinator and I don't know anything about it, but if we're going to beat teams like Ben Davis and people like that, you're going to have to come up and play some straight on man-to-man because, you know, Ben Davis just wore that guy out right there, 8-10 yards a pop every time.
Sissel tackled in the backfield.
Trojans. Tell you what, he's hard to find back there. He's not very big.
5'4", Ted.
I mean,
5'4".
He's got that big line in front of him. Look at him standing right there. He gets to back there. You can't hardly find him, you know.
It appeared Brad Boswell, and Austin Damien in on the stop. I guess he does get 1 yard. Brings up 2nd down and 14. Trojan defense has been very, very good tonight, except for that just one run by Stepp.
Yeah, one play. Oh, low snap.
Purcell picks it up, rolls,
he's gonna throw it away.
Sets the feet, has a man wide open down the field, busted play, completed pass to Ben Borasek, and he's tackled inside the 20. Busted play turns into a big play here for the Irish.
I mean, that's almost like it was set up, you know, because he looks right away, and there is nobody within 15 yards of this guy.
That's actually Jordan Thomas. He's a wide receiver, sophomore, 5'8", 133 pounds.
Well, the thing is, I mean, once he picks the football up, I'm thinking he's going to look to throw it away right away. And instead, he looks downfield. It's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like that play was set up that way.
Like a scripted.
Surely wasn't 30 back in the game.
Busted
Stepp.
play.
Know where he's at.
49 yards on the completed pass. Stepp gets outside, and they push him out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
You can see how he's so smooth, though. He just flows around that corner. I mean, just with ease, picks up 11 yards and gives them a 1st and goal.
First and goal for the Irish. Ball at the 7-yard line. Stepp playing for the Irish now, and next 4 years he'll be playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Timeout.
Timeout called by Coach Rick Strife. Had one too many players in the huddle. Pat Kendall of Farmers Insurance is proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Pat Kendall will take care of all of your insurance needs. Contact Pat Kendall at 317-888-0001. Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Kendall Insurance. Jack's Pizza is the official pizza of Center Grove Trojan football. Jack's Pizza of Center Grove is located State Road 135 and Fairview Road. Call right now, 317-885-1344 to order your pizza, or you can go online at jackspizzagreenwood.com. Jack's Pizza is proud to support Center Grove Trojan football.
Well, the defense needs to come up with a big play here. If they could hold them to a field goal, but to do that, they're going to have to really shoot the gap, where they're going to have to get some penetration into the backfield. And again, number 30, Stepp in the football game. This is his specialty, finding the end zone.
Ball spotted at the 7, 1st and goal. Purcell, the quarterback, under center. Hand off to the fullback. He pushes the pile inside the 5. Just inside the 5, just short of the 4-yard line. Picks up a couple. And you're right, Ted. The Trojans right now need to clamp down defensively and force a field goal.
Yeah, if they could get away with the field goal, that would be a huge win. But as I said earlier, I mean, this is a huge offensive line, led by number 72, man, going to Michigan. I mean, these guys are big and strong, especially on the right side. Look for number 30 getting it going right.
Hugh Davis, linebacker, lead blocker. They go to Stepp. He tries to cut it back inside. The Trojans finally get him down to the turf. He's not easy to tackle, but appears he gets it to about the 3-yard line, Ted. He's to the 3.
Yeah, 3rd down and goal at the 3. So Center Grove doing a good job so far. Step out. So the two guys you probably got to worry about here, Purcell, the quarterback, and Sissel. I do not think that they're going to look to throw the football down here, so you got to put some people down on that line. Look at Purcell probably taking it and running it.
Purcell hands it off to Sissel.
Didn't get it.
Cannot get into the end zone. I think he stopped for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard. Rick says a loss of 1 yard. So 4th and goal, they're going to spot him at the 3. So a long 3 yards here for the Irish. And Stepp is back in
yes,
for Sissel. So 4th and goal. And they bring Hugh Davis. Again, he's a linebacker, number 11, as a lead blocker. He's going to line up as the fullback. Stepp, your tailback. I formation.
Well, I can't imagine that Stepp isn't going right here. I mean, that he's not going around the right end.
Hand off, Stepp, and he bowls his way into the end zone. They hit him initially about the 2, and then just his pure strength gets him into the end zone for his second score of the night.
He does a nice job of really putting his head down and just keeping his feet. Take a look at him right here. Center Grove hits him early. Nice block by 11 right there. An outstanding block by 11. If he doesn't get that block, he doesn't get in, but he gets the block. Center Grove looking at a 14-0 deficit if they make this extra point.
Sylvia attempting the PAT out of the hole to Bo Sanders. It is good, so it's 14-zip Irish. Couple of touchdown runs by Stepp. We'll see it again.
Well, look at the block by 11. I mean, 11 just does an outstanding job of getting on somebody that had a chance to get in there and penetrate and stop that play early, but wasn't able to. Center Grove looking at a huge deficit. I mean, 14-0 14 to nothing is 14 to nothing, but in this game, you feel like it's maybe a little more than that because the Cathedral defense, Center Grove has not gotten the ball inside the 20-yard line, 30-yard line as of yet. And the one time they were moving it, they fumbled. So they've had 2 turnovers, they've had mistakes. They're going to have to really refocus here the last 2 minutes of this half and in the second half if they expect to get a win tonight.
Silvio will tee it up at the 40, left hash. Ogega and Holt back deep for the Trojans. Silvio's last kickoff went out of bounds. Let's see what he can do here on his second try, and this time he goes about a yard deep into the end zone for a touchback. Much, much better job.
Well, as you mentioned, he's been outstanding all year. I mean, that's his, I think, almost his 30th touchback of the year.
So for the Irish on the drive, 8 plays. They ran it 7 times, had that big pass play. 83 yards on the drive in 4 minutes, 11 seconds. Again, Step 3-yard touchdown run, his second of the night. And Ted, the big play, again, the broken play where they throw it, 49, 50-yard pass. So, again.
After a terrible snap, I mean, he has to go find the football. I'm thinking all he's going to do is get it and throw it out of bounds and save himself the yardage. Instead, he looks right down the middle of the field and finds his receiver for 50 yards. Well, I mean, to get a 14-0 lead, now they're really going to pack it in there and really going to make it look like Center Grove's got an injury. One of their linemen. Don't need that at this point in time. It's like 52.
Justin Toll, center, senior center. He got hurt a couple of weeks ago, Ted, you may recall. It was his kneecap. And he was able to bounce back and play last week, and now he's being looked at. Cryotherapy Associates is the coolest new business on Indy's South Side. Cryotherapy Associates was founded by longtime Center Grove Trojan supporters Tracy and Pat Kendall. For more information, go to cryotherapyassociates.com. Cryotherapy Associates is bringing a new age of health, fitness, and beauty to Center Grove. And Ted, it is Justin Toll. He walks off under his own power, limping, but he does walk off under his own power.
Yeah, he's limping on that left leg, so it's probably that same kneecap that you talked about. But when that's the center, hopefully Jackson was overtaking some snaps from the new center because, well, you don't want to turn it over right here. You don't want to turn the football over. And they're going to the shotgun right away.
Ethan Crow, sophomore, is your new center. Jackson Moore here to the near side to Jake Keith, and he's got the catch out of bounds across midfield, and flag thrown by the back official. There was a lot of pushing going on, and Ted, I got a bad feeling this one may go against the Trojans.
This going against the offense.
I think this may be offensive.
Even though I don't think it was any more him than it was the other guy.
Right, they were both pushing, but again, I just had a feeling it may go against unless they're going to pick it up and wave it off. We'll see what they're going to do. Did they wave it off?
I think they did. Okay. I mean, it's interference. If it was anything, it was interference on Cathedral. So Center Grove play stands, and they get the football at the 46-yard line of Cathedral.
34 yards on the pass to Jake Keith. 2 minutes to play here in the first half, and flag thrown by the official.
12 guys on the field for Center Grove.
Illegal substitution against the Trojans.
That's 5 yards. Another mistake. You just can't make the mistakes. I mean, these are little things that in big games really add up. It's just a discipline thing, and you're not focused on what you're doing. I mean, you came in here, and you need to be really focused on what you're trying to get accomplished out there. In the Center Grove offense, they fumbled, they've thrown interceptions, they've committed turnovers. And if you expect to win football games against teams like Cathedral, you just can't do that.
Football at the Trojan 49-yard line. 1st and 15. 2:04 to work with here in the first half. Still got all 3 timeouts. Center Grove trailing 14-zip. Marquise Stepp, both touchdowns for the Irish tonight. Jackson Moore sets the feet, fires, and once again overthrows Riley Roberts. And now the Center Grove coaching staff wanting a flag. They felt like there was a little extra following the play on Riley Roberts on that tackle.
Well, take a look at it. He overthrows him just a little bit. A pretty good pass by Jackson. He's trying to put enough air under it. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, not much. I mean, it's a long way away from us. I mean, he tackles the guy, but as a defensive back, you don't know if he's caught it or not. But
I watch it one more time there, Ted. See, 23, a little extra at the end. Dylan Stewart brings up 2nd down and 15. Jackson Moore looking for Jake Keith and overthrows him. Jackson just overthrowing tonight on the passes. He's looked awfully good. He's got plenty of time. But Ted, that first pass that he threw was underthrown and it was intercepted, so maybe that's a little bit in his mind right now.
Boy, but you got to, I mean, throw a little screen pass, throw a little crossing pass to a tight end, I'm amazed that they just continue to throw the long ball. I mean, I don't understand exactly what they're trying to get accomplished. You just are not going to hit that pass very often, you know.
3rd and 15. 4 wide receiver set. High snap. Jackson rolls to his right under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. So they're bring up 4th and long. Punting situation here for the Trojans.
Yeah, Cathedral definitely playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They've gotten beat the last 4 years. They are not happy about it. They remember it 3 years, I guess, maybe, but they're not happy about it, and they are very excited to be ahead in this game, 14-0, looking for more.
P.J. Buck averaging a little over 39 yards per punt this season.
Doing a nice job. Wait till the last second.
5 picks it up at the 16.
5 picks it up for the Cathedral Irish. That's Bo Sanders. He's a junior trying to find something, and the Trojans do a good job defending. And they'll be inside their own 20 with 48 seconds to play here in the first half.
I think you'll see a team very happy with a 14-0 lead. Now, Center Grove will be the team that gets the ball first in the second half because they kicked off, so they'll get the football to start the second half. They need to make some adjustments at halftime, which we know that their head coach, Eric Moore, will do an outstanding job. He always does of, making adjustments, changing some things around, maybe some blocking assignments, things that they need to do. But they've been able to move the ball tonight, but they just turn it over to key time, and you just got to be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more focused in what you're doing. .30 in the game. Step.
Purcell under center, fakes the handoff, sets the feet. Purcell fires in direction of 13, knocked down by Lucas Railing. Great coverage on number 13. That's Jordan Thomas.
Well done right there. I mean, he read the play, he came up, he knocked the ball away. Center Grove almost gets a tip and almost intercepts that football. You wonder if Purcell has an arm, though. He does have an arm, and that was on a line right there.
Purcell coming into tonight's game. 47% completion rate, 589 yards, and 9 touchdown passes. On 2nd down and 10. Sissel gets outside to the 25 and chopped down at the 25 by Lucas Railing. And Railing's playing a heck of a ball game tonight.
That was a great tackle. I mean, he came up from his safety position right there, and watch him line him up. I mean, 21. Comes up right here, takes his legs out just like the guys you watch on TV do it. I mean, that's well done right there. 3rd down and 2. 32 seconds.
He does pick up the first down. Actually, it's going to be 3rd and a couple. Sorry about that. 3rd and short.
I think that's a first down.
Real close, Ted. It's going to be close. May give it a measure. Quarterback kept it. Didn't get much of a push, but he didn't get enough for the first down. They do say first down Irish.
Surprised they're just not putting it down, a knee down, and packing it in for this half.
Ball at their own 28-yard line. Final 10 seconds of the first half, and they'll hand it off to Sissel, and he gets through the interior line and gets outside, and they finally push him out of bounds, and there's a flag on the play, and there's really not much room here. One thing I noticed on the sidelines on either side, hopefully no one gets hurt tonight, because there's just not much turf on the sideline. It goes right into the track, and one of the Trojan players did fall down pretty hard here on the sideline, but he appears to be okay. Again, a flag thrown, and we'll see what it's all about. With 3 seconds left to play in the first half, holding against Cathedral.
Coach, put a knee down and go into the locker room. What are you doing? I mean, you got a 14-0 lead. You've got the momentum. I mean, don't take a chance of getting anybody hurt on stupid play here or there. Wow.
So with 3 seconds left, it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. They'll hand it off to Sissel and push back and tackled at the 30-yard line. And then someone coming in late for Cathedral. They do not throw the flag on 70, but he came in late. And that takes us to halftime here at Tech High School. The Cathedral Fighting Irish lead the Center Grove Trojans 14-0. Up next, our Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Pointer, the company you know as All Things Metal, is now offering residential HVAC service for Johnson, Shelby, and Morgan counties. Mention you heard this ad and receive 10% off any service work. Give us a call at 317-893-1200. That's 317-893-1200. We are Pointer proud and honored to support the Center Grove community.
Hi, I'm John Bontrager. 20 years ago, my wife Shanda and I opened the Bontrager Agency right here in Greenwood, Indiana. Today, we serve over 2,700 families in the Greenwood and surrounding areas. I realize that customers have many options when it comes to the insurance purchase. If you're looking for an agency that treats you as a friend, please consider the Bontrager Agency.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans!
Can I get some help? So happy. Oh.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
When it comes to quality, we don't cut corners. When it comes to excellence, our work ethic is unparalleled. When it comes to honesty, we live and breathe by it. When it comes to custom homes and remodeling, we've been serving Central Indiana for 28 years. And when it comes to relationships, well, that's what we do. Because when it comes to your community and your unique custom home, it's all about you. Welcome to Duke Homes.
Shop for over 5,000 vehicles in one location, RaySkillmanCars.com. At RaySkillmanCars.com, we make it easy for you to find what you're looking for. Cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs, new and used, all with high-quality pictures and full descriptions. And you can schedule a service appointment or apply for credit quickly and easily. Buy with confidence from the dealer that sold over 24,000 new and used vehicles in 2016. Ray Skillman Automotive, 10 brands, 15 locations, or online at RaySkillmanCars.com.
Welcome back to Tech High School on the east side of Indianapolis. We are at halftime. Cathedral leads Center Grove 14-zip here at intermission. This is the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. Special guest joining us now, Joseph Lansdale, the president of the Center Grove Football Parents Club and also a great sponsor of Center Grove Trojan football through Pointer Sheet Metal. And Joseph, thank you for taking time to be with us here at halftime.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Joseph, the Center Grove Parent Club does so much for Center Grove Trojan football, and we wanted to bring you up just to get a chance to talk about everything that the volunteers do and the parents. And I know you've got great support. It takes a lot of people, a lot of volunteers, but just tell all of our fans what the kind of things you do behind the scenes as a parent club to make Center Grove football what it is.
So really that's the key, is off the field. We're there to support the team in every way, and once it hits 7 o'clock on Friday nights, we're out of the way. But the big thing we do is nutrition with the players. We provide snacks and meals throughout the week for those players, and then on before the game and after the game, the players receive a full meal. A lot of times it's a hot meal before the game. After the game, it's some type of a sandwich type thing with fruit and water. We keep a lot of hydration provided for the players. Away games, we stock coolers. We do the same thing for JV and freshmen on every Saturday game. And a big part of what the Parents Club's all about is just supporting the kids in the program. And we have over 75 volunteers that donate countless hours from, if you've been to Ray Skillman Stadium, you've seen the field, how well it's maintained, the flags, the decorations, all that's done by the Parents Club and the support of our sponsors. And it's a big deal. I didn't know what I was signing up for, to be quite honest with you, but it's one of those things. I've got one more year in, and I don't know what I'm going to do with all the time I've got when it's over.
And Joseph, you talked a little bit about Center Grove Trojan football at Ray Skillman Stadium. It's more than just a football game. It's a great community event. And again, I know there's a lot of parents that help out with the food, the fireworks, the inflated helmet. There's so much that goes into a home football game to make it what it is, and it's just so special. And again, a lot of people might think it's one or two people, but it's not. It's a lot of parents.
Yeah, so amazing to a lot of people. They show up, 6:45, think there's a 7 o'clock game. We are actually there at 4:15 on a Friday, getting the smoke ready for the helmet, getting the helmet out, getting water ready, getting water ice down. We have food or deliveries. We serve over 750 meals at a pavilion, free to the public, every Friday night. I was interviewed recently for an article, and they said, "What do you do for tailgating?" Well, we have a pavilion. They go, "Well, that's not tailgating." I go, "No, it's not, but it's 750 meals to the community in a great environment, one that the players actually walk through as they enter the stadium. And there's nothing like it until you've been there. And we've had several players bring college friends back home recently, and they're like, "This is a small college atmosphere." Even with the year that we're having, it's been a tough thing on the field. We still have that community support and the fan support, and it's an amazing environment.
Also during the week, Coach Moore, we have the parent club meeting, and Coach Moore comes and talks to the parents every Wednesday night, and I think that's fantastic. A lot of coaches don't do that, but Coach Moore always has the interaction with the parents, and the parents come. We watch the game film, we watch some highlights, and we watch JV highlights, we watch freshman football highlights, and I think it's so great that the parents can get together with Coach Moore, have that opportunity, have the interaction, opens up for some Q&A, and also what's been very special the last few few years, you have senior parents coming up doing what we call like a senior moment. Basically, it's a senior parent whose son has been in the program and he's a senior this year, and they get a chance to get there and basically tell all the parents in there what it's like to be a part of the Center Grove football program, and it becomes very, very emotional.
Yeah, so the senior moment for us is totally different from what you experience on a weekly basis with Kitchell back here.
I like that one. That's good.
Right. It's an emotional time. I work on that slide deck at my lunch hour on Monday, and I have to shut my door in my office because I literally tear up. I create a slide deck that includes photos all the way from Bantam to their senior year. The parents have now gotten involved and started sending me personal photos as well, and they tell what the program means to them. I have a son that's not really seeing the field, and that's fine because there's a lot of parents that have that experience, and their kid still walks out of here a stronger young man than they would ever be without the program. And the stories are great. We have one at least every week, and a lot of times coach needs to leave, but he'll stick around for that senior moment so he can hear it, and it's really a special moment.
Joseph, coming up real soon, November 4th actually, the 35th annual Center Grove Craft Fair. And this is probably, I think it's the biggest fundraiser for Center Grove football. Maybe enlighten our listeners more about the craft fair.
Yeah, so, you know, I like I said, I didn't really know what I was signing up for, and the craft fair is a big chore. You talk about some volunteers. We've got one of the best supported programs through this craft fair. All the players, varsity, freshmen, incoming freshmen, JV help, as well as I think we have over 250 vendors at this craft fair. It's one of the largest in the Midwest. It's $2 to enter, free for kids, and it's one of the largest craft fairs in the state. And what's really neat about it, we've added some features the last few years. We've got Santa Claus is going to be there. We have 1,000 words photography. One of our photographers out on the field actually on weeknights is taking photos with the children, with Santa, and it's an absolute success for us. It's the first fundraiser as well for the senior class coming up. They sell snacks and treats, and that helps seed the money for the gifts that are given to the senior parents or players throughout the year.
So again, the craft fair will have at least 250 vendors. It'll be on November 4th.
And it's from 8:30 a.m. till 4 p.m.
And it'll be Hall of Excellence, gymnasium, cafeteria.
We pretty much take over the whole school. We're really looking forward to that student activity center opening up. We don't know if they're going to let us do that, but we could fill it. We have to turn vendors away because it's such a large demand.
So we ask everybody that's listening tonight, mark your calendar for November 4th for the 35th annual CG Craft Fair, 8:30 to 4. Again, biggest fundraiser for Center Grove football, and we want to make sure everybody marks it on their calendar, get out to the craft fair. Great way to jumpstart your Christmas shopping.
Absolutely, and you know there's been some real interesting stories come out of that craft fair. One of the great sponsors, I believe, that you have on your screen throughout the week is Spotlight Strategies. Erin Smith actually started her business at that craft fair and now has a multi-million-dollar business full-time, does a lot of our spirit wear and different things for the community, and that started out at the start of the craft fair.
Very interesting. Joseph Lansdale, thank you very much. You're, again, president of the Center Grove Football Parent Club, also president of Pointer Sheet Metal. We appreciate everything you do for Center Grove football, and let's try to get a win here in the second half.
We'll try. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate him stopping by here at halftime. Again, our halftime score 14-0 in favor of the Cathedral Irish over the Center Grove Trojans. Our Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show will continue after this timeout.
Don't tell Kitch what I said.
Pointer, the company you know as All Things Metal, is now offering residential HVAC service for Johnson, Shelby, and Morgan counties. Mention you heard this ad and receive 10% off any service work. Give us a call at 317-893-1200. That's 317-893-1200. We are Pointer proud and honored to support the Center Grove community.
Stop by Texas Roadhouse for Wild West Wednesdays. Enjoy a hand-cut 11-ounce sirloin dinner for $9.99. That's right, an 11-ounce sirloin for only $9.99.
Can't forget that Texas Roadhouse. Can't believe that memory we had.
Buying a boat or pontoon with over 100 new and quality pre-owned options, Marine Center of Indiana will help you fulfill your boating dreams. The largest selection, the lowest prices. Regal, Sea Ray, Stingray, Berkshire, and more on sale now. Indy's only top 100 and certified master boat dealer. The best selection of boating accessories and a 50-boat service area open 6 days a week. Take advantage of our in by Monday, out by Friday policy. Marine Center of Indiana. We love what we do, and it shows. Visit online at marinecenterusa.com.
I like this organic mac and cheese. And I like this organic mac and cheese.
Is that my mac and cheese?
Is that my belt?
Is that my perfume?
Is that my bronzer?
Is that my choker?
Is that my choker?
Are those my bangs from 3 years ago?
Is that my earring in your nose? Winning tastes so good.
You'll like them both, but love our price. Award-winning organic mac and cheese from Aldi. Simply smarter shopping.
Hey Trojan fans, are you ready for some football? Spotlight Strategies is proud to be a sponsor of the 2017 Center Grove Trojans. We are grateful for the business and relationships cultivated over the years with so many Trojan fans and families.
Go Trojans!
Welcome back to the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. We're at Arsenal Tech High School tonight. Here at intermission, Center Grove trails Cathedral 14-0. Marquise Step, a couple of touchdown runs for the Irish, and that is our situation here at halftime. And Rick Embry now joins me. And Rick, the Trojans here in the first half defensively played pretty well. Marquise, again, a very talented young man going to play for Notre Dame the next 4 years, but the Trojan defense didn't play well. But offensively, the Trojans, again, they were able to move the ball at times, but just couldn't finish off drives. And also the Trojans, a couple of turnovers here in the first half.
Well, and those turnovers, and I'll throw in the fake punt that ended up a couple yards short is a turnover as well. But I mean, 2 out of those 3 things led to their 14 points. I mean, they got short fields on both of their touchdowns. One was the interception they took over on the 49-yard line, and they punched that in. And then the second one was the punt that I think punter decided to go on his own and came up a couple yards short. And then they punched that in on a 4th and 3. But obviously, Step's a big-time athlete. I mean, he's, there's only a handful of kids that get offered by Notre Dame in their freshman or sophomore year, and he was one of those kids and committed. So he's a special guy, but the defense hasn't played bad, like you said. They just got put in a couple tough positions, and then on the offensive side of things, you just got to limit the turnovers and you got to finish off drives. I mean, they had a decent drive. They got inside the 40-yard line after a long run by Carson, and then that stalled out as well. So very important that you're down by a couple scores. You can't come out thinking you're going to score 14 points on the first drive. You got to come out and you got to play good defense and get the ball and then hopefully put some points on the board.
Also, the Irish have done a great job defensively and bottling up Carson Steele. He had that one brilliant run early of about 35 yards, but for the most part, it's been very difficult for Steele to get many yards. It's 2-3 yards at a time, and obviously they're stacking up on the line of scrimmage to try to take away the run. So the Trojans have tried the pass and just not been executing as of yet in the passing game, but the receivers are open, so if they can start connecting here in the second half, I think they can move the ball and again, get back into this ball game.
Well, and I think some of the passing attack, they've tried to go down the field and go for those long passes and stuff, but, I would anticipate that, earlier in the year they were going to Carson out of the backfield from that fullback position and some crossing patterns and some of those things, just, 5-10-yard routes. And a lot of times, you look and you go, it's 2nd and 14, I got to get that 14 yards. No, you got to get 7 or 8 yards and make it manageable on 3rd down. And then you open up the playbook a little bit with screen passes with something short or something like that. And that's how you pick up first downs, not by trying to get 15 yards on one pass.
Thank you very much, Rick. We'll talk to Rick on the post-game show. That will conclude our Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Ray Skillman where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. We're ready for the third quarter. Tonight's game being presented by TES Logistics, by Marine Center, the Boating Superstore, by Raymond James, and by Pointer Sheet Metal. Third quarter tonight being presented by TES Logistics. TES Logistics, proud to support Trojan football. TES Logistics, a premier transport company in the United States of America. TES Logistics ships, trucks, warehouses, and moves any product, small or large, and even oversized. TES Logistics, just like the Trojans, they just keep on trucking. Also, tonight's game being presented by Center Monthly Magazine. Center Monthly Magazine is proud to support Trojan football once again this season. Center Monthly Magazine, telling the stories of the people, places, and happenings of our community. Ted Kitchell now rejoins me.
Did
Ted,
Embry give us some solutions for the second half? Did he give us
just finish drives?
finish drives?
Eliminate the
Don't fumble.
turnovers.
Eliminate turnovers. Okay.
Defense played well, put in some difficult
Take
situations.
the Darryl LaMonica to Cliff Branch passing game out of it. You know, where we just toss it up and let Cliff go get it. Unfortunately, we don't have Cliff. So.
Ted, you're going back a few decades
Oh,
with that.
That's way back there, isn't it?
Maybe that's what Lansdale was talking about, that senior moment during halftime. That's pretty good.
Well, I think if they're going to make a run here, they're going to have to do something with this opening kickoff. I mean, you at least got to show them that you can move the football. So let's see what type of adjustments they've made once Center Grove gets the ball on offense.
Going to be taken from the 1 yard line. Ogega across the 20, trips up and dives forward across the 25, just short of the 30. Not a bad return by Ogega. Looked like he had something going.
Yeah, very good return. I mean, he had good speed as he moved up. I mean, you just got to make a commitment on the return. I mean, you got to make a commitment, go with it, and he was able to get through the hole and almost bust it.
28 yards for Ogega on the return.
Center Grove's going to have to figure some things out. I mean, obviously the Irish know that they want to run the football. I mean, they know that, if they could, they'd hand it to 30 about every time. So they're going to take 30 probably out of the equation. So you're going to have to throw the football. You're going to have some other people running the football if you expect to win here tonight.
Matheson, first run of the night. Pretty effective run for Matheson. Took a real pop at the end of the run. Picks up 5 yards, though, Ted, on first down. Watch it again. Good hole.
Does a nice job. Good hole. Offensive line does a nice job.
Dorian Collins, number 12, appeared to be the one to put on the pop. Now we'll see the freshman. Skips a few tackles. Pyle gets very close to the first down marker. Appears he might be about a yard short. Brings up third and short, though, Ted. Very manageable. That's what you like to see on third down, as we see it again here on the Raymond James replay.
Yeah, he just runs so hard. His offensive line doing a good job. If they're going to win, their offensive line is going to have to continue to control Cathedral, because they're going to have to pick up first downs like this one right here.
3rd and 1. Quick snap count right to Carson Steele. First down, Trojans to the 41-yard line. Picks up 4 yards. And you're right, Ted, you just got to move the chains.
Yeah, you got to keep moving the chains, making good decisions, holding on to the football. Every once in a while, I think you got to take a shot. I mean, they've taken some shots tonight, but most of the time they've taken the shots tonight, it's been in long yardage situations. I think once in a while on a first down, you need to take a shot, or even on a 3rd and 1, something like that, you need to fake it in there and let somebody go.
Back to Carson Steele, and Center Grove getting back to that smash mouth football, the wing tee that we've come accustomed to know from Coach Moore, and they're just pounding the ball right now.
Well, you need to understand who you are as a football team. You're a football team that's not going to pick up big chunks. I mean, you're going to hand it number 30. Your offensive line's going to give him some holes, and you're going to pick 4 or 5 yards up at a time.
It appears Justin Toll back in at center. He went out in the first half. And
Good
here
job,
comes
Sammy.
Sam Holt. He's in the open field, 35-30, and pushed out of bounds here on the near side, shy of the 25-yard line. Best run of the night for the Trojans. Sammy Holt, 26 yards. That's the best run
Good
for him
cutback,
tonight.
beautiful cutback right there. Now he's out in the open, does a nice job. Buck does a nice job, number 11 right there. His man tackles him, but rather than going up and trying to block and getting a holding call, he stays out of the way. Center Grove makes a good play right here. Now they need to finish this drive. They need to continue moving the chains, picking up first downs.
26 yards for Holt, his best run of the night. The best run tonight for the Trojans. Steele back in the first half had one for 35. They go to Carson Steele, jumps through the hole. He's to the 20-yard line, and this appears to be by far the best drive so far by the Trojans, and they're not doing anything fancy. They're just running the football right at the Irish.
Yeah, I think this is the first time they've had it inside the 25. I mean, they got it down to about the 25, and they fumbled the time before, so now you're looking down to 2nd and 3. Now you have a lot of options at 2nd and 3. I mean, you could fake it in there, you could throw the football. Probably going to continue doing what they're doing right now.
7-yard gain for Steele. He's got the first down. He's inside the 15-yard line.
You see the nice rhythm that they're in, too. I think whenever your offense gets into a rhythm, you know, Jackson needs to do a good job. He feels good. He needs to get that play in as quickly as possible, get it to the lineman, and let's go. I mean, we're rolling right now. You know, we're rolling along, and everything's going well. Let's keep giving that ball, moving the football.
6 yards for Steele. First down Trojans at the 14-yard line. Sticking with the run game, Carson Steele, they wrap him up this time, but he still gets positive yards. He gets a couple of yards. And you're right, Ted. Right now, this offense is in a real rhythm.
Yeah, I think, and you can tell when they get in a rhythm. I mean, the linemen are blocking people. The running backs are finding holes, and everything's working right. I mean, you need to probably continue to keep running the football right here. Come on, line, get him a hole.
2nd down and 8. Sam Holt.
Good cutback, good
cuts
job.
It up. Just put that foot in the turf and cuts it up, gets what he can. He's inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. 4 yards for Sammy Holt.
I mean, Sam understands who he is. He knows he's not going to get the corner right here, so he cuts up between that right there, and I mean, just makes an excellent cut, does a nice job, puts him at 3rd and 4. They're obviously in 4-down territory right here.
77 Weesey with a nice kick-out block on Dylan Stewart. Now they try Gavin Matheson to the left side. He's staying on his feet, trying to push forward, and they finally do push him forward. Some positive yards, but he's going to be short on the first down, Ted. It'd be 4th and short.
This will be a tough call right here. I mean, 4th down.
Maybe the jumbo package. We'll see.
4th down and about 3. I mean, it's a pretty long 3.
More like 4th and 4. He only got 1 yard. Let's see if Coach Moore elects to go with the jumbo package, or it appears we have the jumbo package in there.
Well, you'd like to give it to 30, I mean, but you know the Cathedral knows that that's the guy you want to give it to also.
Jumbo package, they go to Carson Steele, trying to get the yardage he needs. They're trying to push
Fumbled it.
Fumble picked up by the Irish. Number 11 with the recovery, Hugh Davis. He will go for the touchdown. The Trojans cough it up.
95 yards.
95-yard touchdown return. Hugh Davis goes 95 yards. Carson Steele fumbles the ball.
The ball came out very late, very late. I almost thought that the runner was down, but they never blew the whistle. Levin picks it up, and he goes for a touchdown.
Carson Steele down, hurt at the 5-yard line. It appears he's massaging his left leg. Hopefully just a cramp.
Yeah,
that's a second fumble tonight for Carson Steele.
As Eric Moore walks out there very slowly. Here you see him right here. But as Eric Moore walks out there, he's a heck of a lot more worried about number 30 than he is about that 95-yard touchdown that just ran, because number 30 is his bread and butter right now.
Again, they are looking at Carson Steele back here at the 5-yard line. Coach Moore out there, Trainer Dave out there. Now he's to his feet. He's going to limp off under his own power. Again, we're just hopeful that it's a cramp, but Ted, it appears to be more than just a cramp.
Yeah, I think it looked like it maybe was an ankle, and maybe turned a little bit, but he's walking pretty easily. I mean, you probably won't see him the rest of the night, but you can see I mean, he might have been down. His butt might have been down on the ground before that ball came out. I mean, it's hard to tell, but obviously in high school football you don't have a replay, so they're going to go with it. But it reminds me of watching Lawrence North when we played Lawrence North. A couple times they drove the football all the way down the field, got to the 1 yard line, and either fumbled it, couldn't get it in. And so far that's been the story for Center Grove here tonight.
Tyler Sylvia attempting the PAT kick out of the hold by Bo Sanders. 21-0, the Irish lead the Trojans. So Ted, maybe moving the game away from Center Grove to here has been a big help here for the Irish.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like the biggest reason they probably moved it because it's senior night and they didn't want to, have senior night down at Center Grove. So they at least, they felt like this was somewhat their home field, so that's why they were able to, salute to their seniors and everything that they've been able to accomplish here. But still, Center Grove has moved the football and done things, but they just, that's their third turnover tonight. You just cannot turn the football over, as Rick said at halftime. Finish drives. That's what he said, right? Finish drives. And so far, they've not been able to finish the drive, even though, I knew it was going to be tough right there, 4th and 4. That's a long 4 yards. It's going to be hard for Carson to pick that up because the Cathedral is keen on him. And but, you go with who got you there and just not able to pick it up that time.
And Ted, some of the comments on Facebook Live at CG Sports Network, Facebook Live, they kind of agree with you. They saw what you saw. It appeared that Carson may have been down.
Oh, I thought he was down. His butt was on the ground before that ball ever came out. And I think the official on the line should have seen that. He was almost dead on his back before the ball ever comes out. But that's the way it goes.
Tiffany McClurg, Realtor, Century 21 Sheets, proud to support the Center Grove Trojan football team. Tiffany McClurg is your source for Metro Indy Real Estate. Contact Tiffany McClurg at 317-607-3880. Appreciate Tiffany McClurg of Century 21 Sheets sponsoring Trojan football again this season. Trojans from their own 20-yard line. 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter, down 3 scores, 21-0. Center Grove going back to the pass game and looking to that far sideline. Jake Keith had a step lead and was overthrown by Jackson Moore.
Well, at this point in time, you're obviously going to try to make a run here and see what you can do with this group of downs and see if you can, get some points on the board. But at this point in time, you don't want anybody getting hurt. I doubt you're going to see 30 back in the football game. He's the key to Center Grove doing anything in the, as they start in the sectional and regionals in a couple weeks. And he gimped off a little bit, limping just a little bit, and I doubt that you're going to see him in that backfield.
4 wide receivers set. Gavin Matheson, your lone running back, and Matheson with his best run of the night. He's close to a first down. He's marked at the 30. It's going to be a first down, Center Grove, 10 yards. So you're right, Ted. The Trojans put Carson Steele on the bench, and we see Gavin Matheson with a nice run.
It might be, something good in disguise there. Getting these other running backs some confidence, getting them out in the open field, knowing that they can do this.
Once again, they go to Matheson. Stopped at the 31-yard line. So for the Center Grove Trojans, they're off next week. So 2 weeks from tonight, they'll begin the state tournament sectional opener at Franklin Central High School. And for the Irish, they'll start the sectional 2 weeks from tonight right here at Tech High School against the Ron Colley Rebels. How about that?
That should be a good one. Ron Colley got beat last week, I know, by Decatur. As I was driving home, I listened to a little bit of that game, and Decatur was able to hold on to a high-scoring affair, but Ron Colley has been ranked #1 a majority of the year, so should be a good one.
Underneath, P.J. Buck makes his first catch of the season. Some nice, nifty moves. He's pushed out of bounds on that far side of the field at midfield. Well
but
done
that's
by
the first time
P.J.
we've
Bucks.
thrown a down and out tonight. I mean, that's the first time we've thrown anything other than just a, hook and go, a long pass. So I'm glad to see Jackson throw that. Those are the kind of passes you're going to have to complete in a passing game. You can't just continue to throw the long bomb. I mean, you've got to throw some screen passes. You've got to throw some down and outs. You've got to throw some slant into the middle.
18 yards on the completed pass. Matheson to the 47-yard line. 3 yards for Gavin. Again, no sign of Carson Steele, as again, last possession, he went down with some kind of a leg injury. 3 yards for Matheson brings up second down and 7. 5:15 to go here in the third. Center Grove tonight, 3 turnovers, couple of fumbles and an interception. Swing pass complete to Riley Roberts. Some nifty moves. He's to the 35 and just short of the 30. First down, Trojans.
Again, my point exactly. Yeah, those are the kind of things that you got to do in a passing game. You got to mix it up. I mean, that time they throw a little bubble screen out to 24. Riley does a nice job of making the catch. He uses his blockers. He picks up like 15 yards. And those are the type of things that you need to do. I mean, you can't just throw it up for grabs every time.
Chapman makes the tackle for the Irish. 14 yards for Riley Roberts. They drop Matheson in the backfield. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, on that play right there, even though it's probably not called, if Jackson just fakes that in there, 52, watch 52 just go. He is going. I mean, if Jackson fakes that in there and just runs around the left end, I mean, he's probably going to gain 6 or 7 yards.
Loss of a yard, second down and 11 at the Irish 33-yard line. Jackson Moore to Jake Keith, completed pass. Jake Keith gets away from the defender, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Otherwise, he goes in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a little bit of a back shoulder. I mean, the play you see so much in the NFL. I mean, the defender has a hard time defending this. They throw it to the back shoulder. He comes back. He picks it. I mean, it looked like he just stepped out of bounds, barely stepped out of bounds, or he's walking into the end zone right there.
Good call by the official. They spot it just inside the 20-yard line.
Center Grove moving the football once again. Can they finish a drive?
13 yards on the pass play. First and 10 Trojans. Swing pass. Gavin Matheson trying to sprint outside. He gets around 2 defenders to the 5. Touchdown. Gavin Matheson scores from 20 yards out.
Great block by Sam Holt. I don't know if it was a legal block, but it was a great block. Watch number 14 out here on the right. He does a heck of a job right here. I don't know. I don't know. It looked pretty good. And at some point in time, you got to make the plays and give it a shot, And Center Grove moved that football down the field as efficiently as they've seen them all. But did you see how they used their passing game? It was so much more efficient right there, throwing little short passes, throwing a little down and out to Buck on the sideline. I mean, giving your guys a chance to make some yardage, and they did.
High percentage passes.
Exactly.
For Jackson Moore, that's his 6th touchdown pass of the season. Eckert puts in the extra point. And for Matheson, that's his 4th touchdown, but his first touchdown through the air. Watch it again here. Again, Matheson gets outside. Nice block by Holt.
Good cutback right there. Nice job by Matheson. I mean, he's been a good runner in the open field all year for us, and he's going to have to be if Center Grove expects to win a sectional and a regional and get into that semi-state. If I'm Cathedral, though, I have to think that I fell asleep a little bit right there. I mean, I had total control of this football game at 21-0. At 21-7, I mean, all of a sudden you turn the football over, somebody fumbles, you do something, and Center Grove gets it back. Center Grove's got a little momentum right now, and Center Grove feeling pretty good about themselves as far as being able to move the football.
Zaxby's is proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Zaxby is located at 254 Marlin Drive in Greenwood. Zaxby's offers chicken wings, chicken fingers, chicken sandwiches, and salads. Zaxby's is open daily from 10:30 until 10 o'clock. Also, they provide catering services. Zaxby's is your road to flavor. Appreciate Zaxby's Chicken sponsoring Trojan football this year. So for the Trojans, 9 plays on the scoring drive. They passed it 5 times, ran it 4 times, moved it 80 yards and 3:01. Again, Jackson Moore finds Matheson on a 20-yard touchdown pass. Eckert puts a nice foot into it. Touchback, well done by Luke Eckert. 11 touchbacks now on the season, his first one tonight.
But as you mentioned, I mean, last week he had 3. That's his only his second kickoff tonight, so he's 1 out of 2. So he's been doing a much better job here in the last couple games of getting that ball into that end zone.
Angel Animal Hospital, proud to support the Trojans. Angel Animal Hospital believes there's a difference in veterinary care as they will treat your pet as they would their own. Visit Angel Animal Hospital at 110 North Bluff Road in Greenwood or call 317-888-6435.
All right, you know what the Irish like to do. I mean, they want to run the football. Sissel's in there. He's probably going to get it.
Hand off to Sissel. And he's going to be to the 24-yard line. 4 yards for Sissel. Again, Ted, only at 5'4", he's tough to find behind that big O-line of Cathedral.
Yeah, he is. He's not very big, but he's very, very mobile. He's very quick and very shifty as far as moving his feet. And as you said, I mean, that's a big offensive line. Most of them 6'3", 6'4", some even 6'6", and he gets to hiding in there behind them, and he's hard to find.
Second down and 7. We're at the 3:20 mark here in the third quarter. Purcell taking quite a bit of time at the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Sissel. This time the Trojans wrap him up after a couple of yard gain.
It'll be 3rd and 5. 4.5.
Center Grove trying to get back into this game, and they need some 3 and outs, Ted. They got to get the ball back to the offense.
I mean, Irish don't like to throw the football anyway, and with 3rd down and 4.5, and with the clock running down almost to 2 minutes left in the third quarter, expect them to run it or Purcell tuck it himself and run this football right now.
Purcell is in shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set. And he is going to run the ball up the middle and tackled at the 30, and he drags the tackler to the 32 for the first down.
Yeah, he was never going to throw that football. He was running that football all the way. Went back, got his feet set. Soon as his lineman opened a hole there, he just right up through the middle. He's a strong runner, couldn't bring him down. He's able to pick up a first down.
A.J. Ginn makes the tackle. Ball at the Cathedral 32-yard line.
Yeah, if you're Cathedral here, you want to use as much of that clock as you can. I mean, there's still 20 seconds on that clock. You do not want to be hiking that football until there's about 5 seconds. So
he snaps it with 14 on the play clock. Sissel bounces it outside. Railing wraps him up and did a good job. Didn't throw him down to the turf. Held him up. Great sportsmanship and a great play by Railing. Railing's played well tonight.
Yeah, he has.
Number 21.
I think some people thought he might have got a face mask, but he didn't. He had him by the shoulder pad. Oh, there's a flag down right on the 35-yard line over just beyond gaming.
On the other side of the field at the 35, you're right, Ted. So they're discussing to see what this flag is all about. Personal foul called against the Cathedral Irish.
Shouldn't be second down here, right? I mean, they ran the football.
So he got the first down, and then the penalty occurred after the play. So they'll get the first down with that run by Sissel. And now it's a 15-yard penalty following the play. So they're going to say second down.
That's
now.
what I thought. I mean, the quarterback picked up the first down. I mean, and that was the first run, and he only picked up 1 yard. Sissel only picked up 1 yard, so that's why it was the quarterback. Purcell had picked up the first down the play before.
So they'll say second down and long. Second down and what, 20? Second down
Got
to
to
20.
contain number 4 here. You can't let him get loose.
Ball at the Irish 22. Sissel, and they smother him. No running room at all for Sissel.
Yeah,
Jen was in on the tackle.
Right there.
Also number 45, Gabe Boyd, getting his first start. He's a sophomore, number 45. So it brings up 3rd and 20.
And you got to contain 4. You got to know where he is. You got to spy him and don't let him get out in open space and run the football. At this point in time, if you can hold them right here. I mean, they punt, you're going to get decent field position and have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Purcell from shotgun formation. Under pressure, Jen chasing him. He eludes Jen. Here comes Boyd, and he throws him to the turf at the 20-yard line. What a job by Gabe Boyd in his first start tonight. He's a sophomore linebacker, number 45.
He just never gave up. Look at 23, keep chasing him. I mean, watch 45. He cuts him off, grabs him. The best thing Purcell could have done is thrown the football away and not taken the beating that he got. But still, it's 4th down and about 20. And Center Grove, you don't want to make any stupid mistakes here. Don't get any penalties. Probably fair catch it. Give your offense a chance to move the football once again.
Sylvia from inside his own 10-yard line. Riley Roberts back deep for the Trojans. He's averaging around 32 yards per punt.
Wow, good kick.
Going to be taken by Roberts at the 44. Good block. Down that far sideline to the 30 and out of bounds right at the 30-yard line.
Wow, they're going to get an excellent field position.
Fantastic field position. What a return by Roberts.
That was a
35 yards on the punt and a 25-yard return.
That was a nice job. He not only came up and caught the football, but had an idea of what he wanted to do once he did, and he does a nice job getting down the right sideline, gives Center Grove the football at the 30-yard line. Excellent field position to a team that just scored points, put points up in 3 minutes. You know, they still got 51 seconds here in the 3rd quarter.
Again, 2 possessions ago, the Trojans had Carson Steele, the dynamite freshman running back, go down what appeared to be some kind of a leg injury. He did walk off under his own power, but he has not returned since. Last drive, the Trojans do score as Matheson begins this drive with a run up the middle, no gain.
If you're Sam now, or I mean, if you're Jackson, you got to get your team in and out of the huddle as quickly as possible, each and every time. Every second that you can save here in the 3rd and the 4th quarters is huge when you're down 14 points.
2nd down and 10 at the Irish 30-yard line. Final 20 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Jackson Moore in the gun. Throwing to the far side of the field, complete to Jake Keith. And Ted, these are the passes that you like. The high percentage shots to the sideline.
Well, and it's a back shoulder. I mean, you get out there as a defensive back and you're backing up. Well, the receiver has a very good idea of where you're going to throw it so he can come back to the football. I mean, it's hard to make that play. I mean, in the NFL, you see some of the best defensive backs in the world who can't defend that. And so it's just a much higher percentage play, and glad to see Center Grove do it. They're offsides. Cam Petty offsides.
13 yards on that pass to Jake Keith, and now we have flags. False start against the Trojans. And Ted, with that back shoulder, you're throwing to Jake Keith. He's 6'3", so he has great size.
And he jumps well.
And then Bo Sanders on that last pass play, he's at 6 foot. So 3-inch advantage for Jake Keith. And again, like you said, he jumps well.
And then right there, I mean, that's just, again, a huge mistake. I mean, you got the momentum. You got a first down. You're moving the football. Now all of a sudden you go offsides. I mean, you just can't do things like that, especially when you have the momentum moving in your direction.
Stepping up is Jackson Moore, and the end zone touchdown. Riley Roberts scores for the Trojans. 22-yard strike by Jackson Moore to
Check
Riley
it out here.
Roberts.
See if they get a pick in the middle of the field. They're complaining that they get a pick, but I don't know if it was or not. But he's wide open, and we couldn't see it right there. And Center Grove scored quickly. I mean, they scored in 3 minutes, and now they, after a great punt return by Roberts, they get the ball like 3 plays. They score a touchdown. Here you widen it out. And it looked like there might have been a pick there in the middle of the field, but hard to tell. I mean,
hey, works on Sunday, works on Friday night.
Always. Peyton Manning made a career of it.
So first touchdown of the year for Riley Roberts. The kick by Eckert is good. It's now 21-14 Cathedral by a touchdown with 6 seconds left to play in the third. Let's watch it again, Ted.
Well, he does a nice job. Riley Roberts able to open himself up, and I don't know if there's a miscommunication, if the guy fell down, but he's wide open, and that's a touchdown. And you got one team here with a tremendous amount of momentum moving into the fourth quarter, and you got another one that had a 21-0 lead, kind of wondering about what they are going to be able to get done here in the fourth quarter. This is a team that's been beaten 3 years successfully by Center Grove, so you know it's in the back of their mind, you know, can we beat this team? And it's not always easy to do that against team that you've not had success against.
Jackson Moore, 2 touchdown passes tonight, 7 on the season. On this last scoring drive for the Trojans, 3 plays, couple of passes, ran the ball once, moved it 30 yards. Again, it was set up on that great return by Riley Roberts on that punt return. Only took 45 seconds for the Trojans to score. And again, Jackson Moore to Riley Roberts, 22-yard touchdown pass. And so, Ted, really, Riley Roberts starts that drive with the great return of 35 yards on the punt and finishes it off with the touchdown reception.
Well, we went to the Peyton Manning passing attack rather than Daryl LaMonica. And, you know, it's paid huge dividends so far for us.
Eckert's last kick this direction was a touchback, and this one even better. Nearly kicked it all the way through the end zone. Another touchback for Eckert.
Well, I'll tell you what, with 4 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, if somebody would have told me we'd be sitting at 21-14, I'd have said, you must be crazy.
So, Ted, the Trojans are driving on that opening drive of the second half, and then fumble. They scoop, they go 90-some yards for a touchdown. Your star running back's hurt, but since then the Trojans have responded with 2 touchdown passes.
Well, and I said it might be, you know, something good in disguise right here. All of a sudden they found that they can pass the football, they can make some plays. I mean, Roberts has been able to run the football, Matheson's been able to run the football, so defense get out here, get a stop, and get the football back to that offense.
Roman Purcell, sophomore quarterback in the gun, final 5 seconds of the third quarter, and they wrap up the running back and drop him at the 15-yard line. A loss of 5 yards for Sissel. The Trojans playing extremely well here in the third quarter. They've cut it to a 1-score deficit, trailing 21-14 as we go into the fourth quarter here at Tech High School. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans.
Tonight's Center Grove football game being presented by A&B Fleet Services, by Bay Horse Inn, by Stack Pickle, and by Duke Homes. Many promise, we deliver. To begin the fourth quarter, Center Grove down a score, 21-14. Center Grove putting up 14 unanswered points after trailing 21-zip. Fourth quarter being presented by A&B Fleet Services. A&B Fleet Service is a full-service tractor-trailer repair shop located at 3801 West Morris Street in Indy. A&B Fleet Service, 5 base shops, 5 service trucks. A&B Fleet Service is proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Irish will begin the fourth quarter deep in their own territory, 2nd down and 15 at their own 15-yard line. And the quarterback keeps it, tries to get outside, being chased by Damien, and he'll run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. What a play by Austin Damien.
Yeah, he's made great plays all year. I mean, these are 2 great teams with great tradition. I mean, they've got great winning traditions. They got great coaching staffs. This has been a great football game tonight. I mean, neither team is, you know, Center Grove, I guess the main thing I would love to say about them is they haven't given up. I would have thought once they were down 21-0 and just watched a guy run 95 yards for a touchdown, they would have packed it in and said, yeah, this game don't matter anyway. But it does matter. Like I said, they're keeping score. It does matter. And I'm glad to see that they've responded this way, whether they win or lose. At least they've made a game out of it.
Daming chases him out of bounds. Purcell loses 5 yards, brings up 3rd and 20. Middle screen, Sissel, great speed, and he's hammered at the 15-yard line. Flag thrown by the back official, either holding or maybe a face mask. We'll see. Again, he was hit hard at the 15-yard line. Well short of the first down.
I think it's a hold. I don't think that's a face mask. That guy from the back's not going to call face mask, I don't think.
He's well short of the first down, Ted. So if it's against Cathedral, I would assume decline it, force 4th and long. They're speaking to Coach Moore on the far sideline, so one would think this will be against the Irish.
Yeah, punting teams are rolling on. Decline. 4th down and about 15.
So they do decline the penalty, the Trojans do, forcing 4th and long. And we'll see the punter, Tyler Sylvia, punt from near his goal line.
Yeah, you don't want to run into the kicker. You don't want to go offside. You don't want to do anything stupid here. I mean, get your guy a chance to catch the football, give you good field position.
On 4th and 15, Sylvia gets it away, very high but short. It's going to be fielded at the 49-yard line.
Very nice.
At the Trojan 49. Well done again, Lucas Rearling, playing a whale of a game tonight defensively and making a nice fair catch there at the 49.
Center Grove's got to feel good. I mean, there's 11:24 left in the game. I mean, they've got the ball at the 50-yard line. They've been able to dink and dunk, pass, run, a little bit of everything, and they've been very successful, and that's what they need to keep doing, using the whole football field.
So, Ted, the Trojans lose Steele due to an injury. Now they've scored twice. Again, maybe Cathedral having a little difficulty with the defense on who to key on. They're really spreading the wealth. Jackson Moore taking a shot, looking for Keith on the far side of the field, and it's incomplete.
Wow, he almost ran under that one.
They're using Keith's size advantage, as that time he was being covered on that far side of the field by number 12. That's Dorian Collins. He's 5'10", so you're talking about a 5-inch difference there.
Well, and you know, they're just getting a little, you know, he's a little hook and go. I mean, he's starting, stopping, stop and go, you know, and he's down the sidelines. But pretty good defense by the Irish defender right there. He did a nice job of following the football and able to knock it away.
Second down and 10 at midfield. Inside handoff to Gavin Matheson. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard. He'll lose 1 yard. Hugh Davis makes the tackle. Linebacker. Irish fans on their feet as the Trojans are now faced with 3rd and 11.
Well, I mean, they've got plenty of power to pick this up. I mean, they've thrown the back shoulder a couple times to Keith, number 2, so let's see what they got to offer here on 3rd down.
Jackson Moore sets the feet, fires, and it's tipped away. Great defense by number 5 for the Irish. That is Bo Sanders. It appeared Bo was able to tip it away.
All right.
Bring up 4th and 11, and we'll see P.J. Bunk on for the Trojans. And now if you were to do a fake punt, this might be more of a scenario. Midfield, you're looking at 11 yards, but one would think now that P.J. will punt this one away and try to pin the Irish back.
Yeah, it's still a long way, and I think you want to play field position here. Your defense is playing very well. You know the Irish don't really want to throw the football, so you can really focus on them running the football. So
nice spiraling
turned
punt
over
and drives him all the way inside the 10. He gets out to the 15, and a flag thrown back at the 9-yard line. And Coach Strife out on the field, upset. It appears it will be
a block
holding,
in the back or holding.
Some kind of an illegal block, and Strife is beside himself here on the near side. So one would think this will be against the Irish. And Ted, someone tells me that number 30, Carson Steele, trying to warm up on the far side of the field. Again, we have not seen in the last
Yeah, I didn't think that he
several
was hurt
possessions.
bad enough when he walked off that he didn't want to come back. I was saying the reason he wouldn't come back, at that point in time it was 21-0. And there wasn't any reason to put him in the football game. But now, I mean, if you got a situation where You've been able to throw the football a little bit. Now you put him back in the football game. He's going to be that much more effective.
The one thing the Trojans have done these last 2 scoring possessions, really sharing the wealth. A lot of different guys touching the ball.
That's what you got to do. I mean, you can't just put it on one guy. I mean, you got to put it on 5 or 6 guys, and this is a huge penalty right here. I mean, it takes it all the way back to the 5-yard line. I mean, Center Grove defense needs to make a stand right here.
Block in the back was the call against the Irish. 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. 10:27 to play in the 4th. Center Grove down 21-14. Sissel ripping through the hole and tripped up at the 20 by who else? Number 23, Jen got a piece of him, the linebacker. Otherwise, he may go the distance. He may go 95 yards.
That's a really big run. I mean, we had him.
So small, so quick, difficult to see. Rips off 14 yards, and again, Jen, senior linebacker, just got a piece of him to trip him up. Football at the Irish 19-yard line, new set of downs. Purcell, quarterback, under center, I formation. Sissel up the middle, and the Trojans clamp down on him. He gets it to the 20, gain of a yard.
Yeah, you can see Center Grove, they're really selling out on the run. I mean, if Purcell were to fake it in there and throw it up over the top, they're going to have somebody open. If a tight end or somebody snuck out, because Center Grove is really selling out on the run right now, they're trying to stop it. The other thing is, we haven't seen Step. When any big yardage situations like this, they don't put him in the game. Only when they get basically inside the, he's on the bike down here. Any other time, only inside the 25 do they put him in.
Yeah, he's on the stationary bike here on the sideline, trying to stay loose. Sissel to the 26-yard line, short of the first down to bring up 3rd and 3. Player hurt for the Irish. One of their offensive linemen down.
55.
Blake Kaufman, he's a junior, 6'4", 257.
Yeah, big boy.
Left tackle.
Yeah, it looked like that was the way they were running. They probably got rolled up on. I didn't get a chance, but that's usually what happens to those offensive linemen. It's amazing that they don't get hurt more the way that the pile ends up rolling up on them.
Stack Pickle is Greenwood's neighborhood restaurant, proudly serving fresh and affordable food with legendary customer service. Kids are welcome as they offer an awesome kids menu. Also catch your favorite sports teams on their projectors and plasma TVs, whether it's lunch, dinner, or a late night bite. Make Stack Pickle your favorite place to eat and be merry. Ted, I'm thinking maybe if the Trojans can win that game at Franklin Central in the sectional opener 2 weeks from tonight, Center Grove would have the sectional championship back home against most likely Columbus North.
Oh, Columbus North.
Columbus North.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking if that's the case, we get back home for the sectional championship. I think we got to have another Texas Roadhouse night. Are you okay with that?
That's all good with me. Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse.
That is all good with me.
Pre-game meal. I'm thinking sectional championship night.
I'll bet Emory wouldn't, come cruising in at 6:30 that night.
So it's 3rd and 3. Sissel falls forward, and I don't think he got the yardage. He got 1, maybe 2 yards. He needed 3 for the first down, so it's going to be 4th and short. 4th and...
Okay, you got to punt, but you got to make sure if you're Center Grove that they punt, because this is one of those situations where a guy could tuck it and run. They can hike it to the short guy, but...
It's 4th and a long 1, almost 4th and 2, but it's about 4th and a yard and some, and let's see, what unit are they bringing out, Ted?
Punting unit, 14.
No, they're going for it. The punter,
they're punting.
Yeah, the punter, he's running on late. But watch these 3 personal protectors. They may snap it to one of these personal protectors.
Good discipline right there. Good discipline.
Yep, delay of game.
Delay of game. Good discipline by Center Grove. They tried that, to get Center Grove to jump off sides. That is doing your homework right there.
And
They've
Strife,
obviously seen them do that and knew that they were going to try to pull them offside.
And Strife about a good 5-10 yards out on the field. I'm not for sure how you can allow a coach that far out there on the field. But he felt like maybe Center Grove moved. Oh, he wanted the officials to reset the play clock, but again, they take a delay of game, so they lose 5 yards.
It was their mistake because they took so long to make a decision. I mean, they had the offense out there, they had the punting team out there, they had both teams out there. Low snap. Oh boy.
Sylvia, end over end.
Oh boy.
Takes a bounce, and thankfully it doesn't take a great bounce for Cathedral. It was uncatchable by railing, and it'll be down at the 36-yard line. So 41 yards, good punt.
Well,
very
he's
effective.
Lucky. I mean, that ball bounced up to him because that was a low snap, and he did a nice job of catching it and getting his foot into it. Center Grove still has very good field position.
Still no number 30 on the field for the Trojans. Carson still remains on the sideline. Again, we had word that he might have been warming up, trying to stretch, but again, the Trojans have been able to score a couple of touchdowns with him on the sideline.
They need to throw the football over the middle of the football field. The Cathedral people talked to us about how they said basically their pass defense is not very good.
Matheson. Good carry on first down. He gets it all the way to the 42-yard line.
Yep, very nice.
6 yards for Gavin Matheson. I'm not making a point that with Steele that the Trojans are better. They're not. I'm just saying that they've been very effective in spreading the ball around the last couple of drives. And if Carson remains on the sideline and needs to get the injury healed, he's more important for the state tournament. But right now the Trojans moving the ball effectively, mixing things up with the run and the pass. And they go back to Matheson, and he is right at the sticks.
Got it.
The VAR official says first down. He's indicating first down Trojans. Matheson picks up the necessary yardage of 4 yards for the Trojan first down. And this is probably the best we've seen Matheson run all season long, number 32.
You know, he's been pretty effective. I mean, he comes in with 43 rushes for 246. I mean, he's averaging 5.7 a game, or a rush. So, I mean, he's been very effective throughout the year.
End around, Sam Holt. And a flag thrown on the edge. It'll be holding against the Trojans. Sam taken down at the 48-yard line. Picked up 5 yards, but it'll be nullified by the holding call against the Trojans.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at it. It's pretty tight quarters in here, and I didn't get to see that one, but that's a huge call. It'll be first down and 20. You're going to have to throw the football.
Cathedral fans showing their appreciation for the officials making that call.
I mean, before the game, we talked to some of the Cathedral people, and they said, you know, some of their officials, and they said basically we're a run-stopping team. We can stop the run, but boy, teams have killed us. Teams that can pass the football have really killed us this year. I think you need to throw the football over the middle a little bit and you know, take advantage of some of their weaker spots.
So with the penalty, first and 20. Gavin Matheson outside using that stiff arm, runs out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Picked up about 7, not bad. Make it second down and 12, 13.
Good job by Holt on that side of the field along with Jake Keith getting some blocks for Gavin Matheson. Hobson Fire proud to support the Trojans. Hobson Fire located at 1259 North State Road 135 in Greenwood. Hobson Fire open for lunch and dinner Sunday through Saturday. Hobson Fire supporting Center Grove Trojan football. On second and 13, Jackson rolling, now just throws it away and out of the pocket. Kind of past the line of scrimmage and did a good job to get rid of it.
Exactly what he has to do. Throw the football away. No, he's out of the pocket. What's the coach talking about? You can throw it into the stands once you're out of the pocket. As long as you get it back to the line of scrimmage. What's he over there with his hands out for?
Third and 13 for the Trojans. If anything, it almost could have been a late hit against the Irish as Jackson was hit as he released the football. Jackson Moore from shotgun formation, needing 13 yards for the first down. And he's sacked back at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's not Jackson's fault. 62 misses a block right there, and he just gets beat. Watch it right here. 11 just goes right around him. He never puts a pad on him. I mean, he just ducks his shoulder, gets right in there. The biggest thing is it's about a 15-yard loss, but the other thing is that's going to be 15 yards on this punt. Unless Buck can really get one off, I mean, they're going to get decent field position probably out around their 30-yard line.
4th and 23. PJ will set up from his own 21-yard line. Bo Sanders back deep for the Irish. PJ drills it. Beautiful punt. All the way back inside the 15, goes sideways
Perfect.
with a bounce inside the
Couldn't have been
15-yard
any
line.
better.
Down by Lucas Railing. Well done, PJ Buck. Maybe your best punt of the season. That goes for 52 yards.
In a key situation, and it bounces down. Perfect. They had 52 also, so that's a big punt right there. I mean, because it looked like they were going to get it out about the 30-yard line. Now all of a sudden they're back like at the 13-yard line, so you got them backed up again. Again, they do not want to throw the football. They are not going to throw the football. They are going to keep running it. There's 5:30 left on the clock. They want you to have to use your timeouts. And so you've got to be really aggressive right here and really try to get some penetration and stop their running game, maybe even get them to turn the football over.
Ball spotted at the Irish 14-yard line. They set up in the I formation. Roman Purcell, the sophomore quarterback, under center. Taking a lot of time, and now whistles.
I think somebody jumped out here. Yeah, it's on them. It's legal procedure.
5-yard penalty against the Irish.
They'll take it back to the. They'll take it back to about the 7. I think it was one of the wide receivers moved. That's why the official out wide here caught it. You really got to try to get some penetration here and get a turnover here.
So to bring up 1st and 15, they place it at the 9-yard line. Again, he's taking a lot of time, which he should. Take that clock. Sissel.
Pretty
Gets
big
it out
gain
to
right there, about 9 yards, 8 or 9 yards.
Between the 18-19-yard line. They'll mark it at the 19.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of running that shot clock down to about 10 seconds. You know, I'd say you need to even run it down to 5, but he's got us staring at him right there. And the best thing when you're a quarterback is you don't want to get your line out of there too quickly. You want him to get up and not just be standing over the ball for 10 or 15 seconds. You want him to be standing there for about 3 or 4 seconds and then hike the ball.
So he does pick up 10 yards, brings up 2nd down and 5.
Again, it's down under 5. He does a nice job of using as much time as he should.
Sissel hit in the backfield.
Yeah, they got him.
Loses a yard.
At least a yard. I mean, it looks like it's about the 20, no, about the 18.
Looks like that was
18 and a half.
That was led by number 5, Daming. Got in there pretty quickly. They're going to say no yards. Actually, he did lose some yardage. Just going to bring up 3rd and
7.
6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, it's a pretty good 6.5, 7 yards.
I think it's more like 3rd and 7.
Got to stay disciplined here. I mean, even though you want to get penetration, you want to knock that guy down, you can't let somebody get behind you here.
Ball from the 18. They fake the handoff. Purcell passes and completes for the first down.
Wow.
The big tight end makes the catch. Again, he's a big target.
Yeah, he is.
He's 6'4". Monafaco with the catch. And the first down. He picks up 8 yards.
Well, and then the clock starts running again as soon as they get it remarked. I mean, so, you know, the clock's running. There's 3:45 left in the game, and their quarterback, Purcell, has been an excellent clock manager so far here in the last couple minutes.
Center Grove still with 3 timeouts as Purcell takes a lot of time.
Uh-oh.
Quarterback keeps it.
Flag down,
on
flag.
the edge.
That's a hold.
It's going to be holding against Cathedral, and I'm sure we'll see Coach out there. He's out there again. He's not been a happy camper tonight. Holding against the Irish. Rick says it's the right tackle for the Irish. Guilty. Could be Jacob.
It looks like Ben Treese is the right tackle.
Ben Treese,
big
70.
Ben Treese, number 70.
So it is going against the Irish.
So 1st and 20. Important thing there on a penalty is the clock stops. And obviously that is who Center Grove is playing right now. They are playing against the clock.
Football at the 16-yard line. First and very, very long. They haven't updated the scoreboard as of yet. And movement.
It's got to be movement on them because Center Grove didn't cross the line, so it's going to be
false start against the Irish.
They'll take it back to the 10. I'm telling you, you could still rip the football out here. You could create a turnover. I mean, if you're playing that big tight end in the slot, you have to know that he's going to go down about 10 yards and hook. That's the only thing he's going to run. He's not going to run a go pattern just because he's a big guy. But so I'm sure they've done their homework and they know exactly what they're probably going to do, but most likely they're going to run the football.
Football at the 11-yard line. Sissel up the middle, and he's ripped down by, looked like Jen got him.
Gets it out to about the 18, 17 and a half.
Yes, A.J. Jen, he's had a well of a game
Timeout.
for the Trojans.
Eric takes a timeout, saves a little time on the clock.
Ball spotted at the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and very long for the Irish. Which, proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Which Superior Sandwiches is the newest sandwich shop in town, located at 862 South State Road 135. Some want to make superior sandwiches. Some want to make the world a better place. Which wants to do both.
Well, it's been an awfully good football game. I mean, obviously a lot more going on here in the second half than was in the first half, but the coaches have obviously made some great adjustments at halftime. Eric did a nice job. His offense has been much more potent here in the second half. I mean, they've been able to move the football both on the ground and in the air, and then Cathedral has just taken advantage of Center Grove turnovers. I mean, they haven't really scored much, but they ran the football back 95 yards for a touchdown. They've taken advantage of missteps by Center Grove, and they're in a key situation right now. It's 2nd down and about 18 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds, 3:13 left on the clock.
Second down and 18 from the 18-yard line. Purcell in shotgun formation. Sissel takes the handoff. And the Trojans wrap him up at the 21-yard line. Who else? Austin Damien, your leading
Another
tackler.
timeout.
Timeout called by Coach Moore. Stops the clock with 3:07.
So you're looking at 3rd down and 15, 14 maybe. You have to know where that 1st down stick is. It's at the 41. You cannot let anybody catch the football beyond that 41-yard line.
36.
Exactly, 36, not 41, 36-yard line, sorry. But, yeah, I mean, you need to know where that is, and you need to consciously know where that is and do not let – because that's where they're going to try to get to. They're going to run patterns, which get them up to that. They're probably not going to run a go pattern. And I'd be very surprised if they don't run it again, make you use your last time out.
We do see Marquise Stepp, number 30, running back on the field, trying to stretch out his legs. Again, he's been hampered by a hamstring all season long. That dates back to last season. Again, he's been on the stationary bike pretty much the whole second half. They basically have only used him from the 30-yard line and in, or the red zone, if you will, because they don't really want him running more than 30 yards. And Stepp will come here to the sideline. He will not go into the game. So 3rd and 14 the call for Coach Rick Strife and the Irish. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 here split out to the left.
You got to have somebody spying that quarterback. He's going to tuck it and run.
Fullback in the backfield to the left of the quarterback. He's more of a blocker. That's why I say he's more of a fullback. He's going to block for him.
There he goes.
Purcell scrambles to his left, and now he's in trouble, and he's going to be well short of the first down. Great job by the Trojans here on the near side. They covered up Derek Hall, number 10. That was their intended receiver, and just great defense by the Trojans.
Yeah, he gained a couple yards, but it's 4th down and 9, so they're going to have to punt. Center Grove will send a couple guys back.
Damien and Jen in on the tackle. Also, you saw Brian Gaffney also in on the stop.
Well, you need to be aware. I mean, they had a low snap last time. So, you know, once that kind of thing starts going through your snapper's mind, I mean, he bounced it back there last time. So be aware as a defensive lineman to get through there in case something goes wrong with
play clock now started.
That's 25 seconds.
And they went and snapped it anyway. They still had 20 seconds to go on the play clock. High booming punt. Call is a fair catch by Riley Roberts at around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, the clock was running and nobody started the game or the shot clock. So I don't know what is going on, but it sure wasted about 20 seconds for Center Grove I mean, the clock's now down to 2:05.
42-yard punt, 42-yard punt. So well done by
Okay,
Sylvia.
whenever you pick up first downs, clock stops. So you need to have your team aware of what's going on. You pick up a first down, your team needs to get up, lined up, be ready for the call. You know, and he ought to be able to shout out signals and make certain calls. So, you know, you actually get some timeouts when you make first down. So be aware of what you're doing here.
Center Grove with 1 timeout remaining. Jackson Moore fires and completes to Sam Holtz. He's at the 45, making some nifty moves, and he's going to be just short of the 50-yard line. First down.
Clock stops. Jackson, get your team up to the line. Get them on the line. You can't keep running plays in. I mean, you got to be able to signal something in. See, the clock started right now, 54, and now it's down to 48. So that's 6 seconds. 10 seconds is off. Yeah, you wasted about 15 seconds right there. You've got to get up and you've got to be quicker with your
16 yards on that last completed pass. Throws to the far side to Jake Keith,
wow.
in and out of the hands, and he slips on the track on that far side of the field. Thankfully, he's okay.
It's not the track; it's that gray sheet.
It's like a mat.
Yeah, it's like a mat, but it's a
like
slick
ice.
mat. Yeah, it's like ice.
It gets wet. So again, the previous play went for 16 yards. That pass dropped, so stops the clock with 90 seconds left to play in the game. 2nd down and 10 at the Trojan 48-yard line. Center Grove, 4 receivers, 3 to the left, 1 here to the near side. Matheson, your lone running back. Matheson into block. Moore throwing, and what a try by Sam Holt, extending, and he's slow to get up, but he nearly pulled that one in, Ted. What an effort.
It was a great effort. It was a pretty good pass. I mean, he's just a little off balance as he gets ready to jump for it, or he catches this.
What an effort.
He wasn't able to get his full jump, or he would have made that catch.
3rd and 10. Irish fans on their feet with 1:23 to play in the ball game. Center Grove down
Center Grove, you don't have to score a touchdown right here. I mean, all you need is a first down. You got to move the chains. I mean, you'll get a timeout. Pick up a first down. That's holding right there on Holt.
Jackson Moore in trouble, and he's sacked back at the 37-yard line. Center Grove may need to take their last time out to talk things over and stop this clock, and they do.
Sam Holt gets held. I mean, he got held. The guy grabbed him with both arms as he went out, and they didn't call anything.
So the Trojans will be faced with 4th and 19, it looks like. 4th and 19. And the Trojans take their last time out, stopping the clock with 1:07, but more importantly, they need the yardage to pick up that first down to keep the drive alive. They got to get it to the Cathedral 42-yard line for a first down.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't blitz here, even though, I mean, you don't see the NFL teams do that type of things. They always put eight guys back in coverage and only rush 3. But I think if you take the quarterback's time away, especially a high school quarterback's time away, and you make him run, it's just going to be difficult for him to pick up 20 yards of the pass.
Technically or officially, it's 4th and 17. 4th and 17. So the Trojans needing 17 yards for the first down. Otherwise, this game will be over. Jake Keith splits out to that left side. They've got a couple of guys over on Jake Keith. Here we go. Needing 17 yards. He fumbles the ball, picks it up, throws it down the middle of the field. It's picked off by number 5, Bo Sanders.
Well, he just kind of threw that one up for grabs. Again, the timing on the play's thrown off. He gets a bad snap. He fumbles the snap. He's able to come up with it, and then he just kind of throws it up in the air, and neither of his receivers are down there far enough to make that catch. 5's able to pick it off, but at that point it's meaningless. If 5 knocks it down, that would really be the smart thing to do, knock it down, but he didn't. And they're going to be able to take a knee with 59 seconds left, and they're going to win this football game here tonight.
Sanders, couple of interceptions tonight, 4 on the season, and Irish will take the knee in the final 59 seconds and win this one 21-14. Ted, what a great effort by the Trojans here in the second half, especially third quarter, putting up 2 scores.
Yeah, they did a nice job. They showed they could use the pass to move the football down the field. And then here late in the game, again, they started throwing the football long rather than the little out patterns, the little back shoulder patterns. But also give Cathedral some credit. They made some good adjustments, did a nice job of doing what they needed to do to win the football game. As I said, they played with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They've gotten beat the last 3 years. Their team with a tremendous amount of pride, tremendous amount of tradition here. And these are 2 great football teams, and expect to see them playing deep into their state championships.
So Center Grove 2 weeks from tonight will go to Franklin Central to play the Flashes in the opening round of the sectional. So no football game next Friday night. So from 2 weeks from tonight, join us from Franklin Central for the sectional opener. Final here tonight at Tech High School, 21-14 Cathedral after losing 3 straight to Center Grove. They move the game here to Tech High School, and they win it 21-14.
Well, most importantly, you just got to get yourself ready for the first game of the sectional. We know it's going to be at Franklin Central. Franklin Central is an outstanding football team. They know how to win. They've got a good record. This is a Center Grove team that needs to get healthy, first and foremost, and then they need to come focused. I mean, you can't turn the football over. You can't fumble the football. You can't throw interceptions. You have got to, as Rick said, you got to finish plays, and you got to finish touchdowns. And those are the type of things we've watched Center Grove do over the last 2 or 3 years, and that's why they were playing in state championships. So those are the type of things they're going to have to do. They got plenty of good players. We know that they can do it. They have an outstanding defense that's been able to hold most anybody in the state. So it should be a great game at Franklin Central, and I look for Center Grove to bring their best. And that's when Center Grove plays their best, is when the tournament starts.
Ted, have a great weekend. We'll
Thanks.
see you in a couple of weeks. Final score from Arsenal Tech High School, Cathedral 21, Center Grove 14. Up next, our Duke Holmes postgame show. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
We love being part of this community.
And for Bay Horse Inn to be a Blue Ring sponsor for Center Grove football. The barn at Bay Horse Inn is conveniently located off of Stones Crossing Road just east of 135. Nestled in the woods, you'll find the perfect setting for a memorable event. Do you know someone getting married? Our modern yet rustic barn is full of character. Inside, you'll find 9 crystal chandeliers, a bride's room, groom's room, a saloon, and seating for 350. The outdoors is connected with patios, garage doors, and windows, as well as the outdoor pergola and beautifully landscaped grounds. Has your business booked your holiday party? With a stone fireplace and cedar beams, the barn and saloon are ideal for your holiday or end-of-year celebration. Does your business need an escape from the office to spur creative thinking in a unique setting? The barn is the perfect setting for training programs, continuing education, team building, strategy and goal planning, as well as retirement and anniversary celebrations. Visit us online at barnatbayhorse.com or follow us on your favorite social media at barnatbayhorse. We love everything that Center Grove football stands for. Hard work plus dedication equals success. Words we live by here at the barn as well.
Trojan Pride!
With over 100 new and quality pre-owned options, Marine Center of Indiana will help you fulfill your boating dreams. Regal, Sea Ray, Stingray, Berkshire, and more, plus the best selection of boating toys and accessories. Visit MarineCenterUSA.com to save big.
When I raised my son, I never knew he was going to be a custom home builder. But what I did know, whatever he did, he would be the best.
Oh, where are you? Ooh, I like these yogurt bites. And I like these yogurt bites. Ooh. Apparently I like them more than I like my phone. Where? Oh, hello? I missed it. It's my mother-in-law. I'll call her back. Don't tell her I told you that.
You'll like them both, but love our price. Award-winning Little Journey yogurt bites from Aldi. Simply smarter shopping.
Welcome back to Arsenal Tech High School. Final time tonight on the Duke Holmes postgame show. Many promise we deliver. Final score tonight, 21-14. The Trojans fall to the Irish. Evens up this series at 3 games apiece. Center Grove had won the last 3 meetings, and Coach Moore had been undefeated against the Irish. But tonight it's Cathedral by a touchdown over the Trojans. But what a great comeback for Center Grove after being down 21-zip, scoring 14 unanswered points in that third quarter, and really just kept coming, and made the second half very, very interesting. Rick Embry now joins me. And Rick, again, the Achilles heel for the Trojans tonight, turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and I think you said it best, 3 of those turnovers resulted in 21 points for Cathedral.
Well, you had 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and then the fake punt that you don't make, that you give them the ball inside the 40-yard line. So those 5 things combined to give Cathedral their 21 points. One of them was a 95-yard scoop and score, but the other 2 were set up by those turnovers. But you got to sit here and credit the Trojans tonight. You're down 21-0 after that scoop and score, and your horse Carson Steele gets hurt on that play. He doesn't return, but instead of lying down and possibly losing by 4 or 5 touchdowns, they gave it a heck of a battle there. I mean, they scored 2 touchdowns within 4 minutes there to make it a ball game, and then got the ball in decent field position, but just weren't able to mount another drive to possibly tie this game or take the lead with a 2-point conversion. So absolutely a good job by Center Grove. I mean, that's how this team's built. That's how the coaching staff's built. Is they never say die. But the most important part about today is when Coach Moore sits in that locker room tomorrow and goes, okay, Trainer Dave, tell me what we got. Tell me what we got from last night's game about any injuries, and tell me what we have about the guys that didn't play tonight and the offensive linemen that haven't played for a couple weeks, and Carson Steele, is he going to be okay in 2 weeks? If he gets a full health report tomorrow, that's going to be more important than getting a win tonight.
You're right, Rick. You just got to take this next couple of weeks and heal, rest, get ready for the state tournament. This is what you play for anyway. I mean, the Trojans in the regular season, 4 wins, 5 losses. They've had some great wins. They've had some difficult losses this year, but all the losses have been very competitive.
Yep.
A lot of them have been situations where they just turned the ball over too much or made too many mistakes with penalties, things of that nature, things that you can correct. So if the Trojans, again, can capture what they did against Carmel in week 3, where they put 4 quarters together, played well in all phases of the game that night, offense, defense, special teams, they can capture that for 4 quarters. They're going to be a tough team, a tough out in the state tournament. Again, they'll start in 2 weeks at Franklin Central. Franklin Central, new team into the sectional for the Trojans. So we'll see how the Center Grove handles that game. But I think you're right. You just got to work on Center Grove the next 2 weeks. Work on the health, get ready, and again, continue to work on minimizing the mistakes.
Well, and that's the nice part about, I mean, if you look at 6A this year, you got Ben Davis that appears to be, heads and shoulders above everybody else, but everybody else is right there. I mean, Center Grove is right there with Warren Central and outplayed them for, 2.5 quarters at Warren Central the first time of the game. Lawrence Central's 3 or 4. Center Grove dominated that game until the last quarter, and then let them come back and win. Center Grove just handled Carmel pretty well. They're 4 or 5. So, I mean, all of those teams are right there as sort of that next tier, and really what you have to do is take care of business in the sectional. And there'll be 2 tough teams that they'll have to play against. They'll have to play Franklin Central on the road, and then more than likely they're going to have to play Columbus North at home. 2 very good teams, but you win those, and then you probably play an Avon or a Brownsburg in the regional. And if you're able to win sectional, you're able to win regional, then it's anything can happen in that semi-state game against Ben Davis. And honestly, even in that game, when you look at the score and it's 40-7, it's a 13-7 ball game at halftime, and Center Grove has the ball inside the 50-yard line to start a third quarter. So anything can happen with that, especially when you get into October and November weather and rain and sleet and cold and all of that stuff, and it's a lot harder to throw the ball. So get healthy over the next 2 weeks, take care of your own business, and then obviously, that's why you play the schedule. In your non-conference game, you play a Cathedral. You don't go play a 2 or 8 or 3A team that you can beat by 70 points. That doesn't make you any better. You play a Cathedral in the last ball game of the year, and that keeps your mindset ready to go into the playoffs full steam ahead.
We want to wish the Center Grove volleyball team all the luck tomorrow as they begin sectional play down at Martinsville. They got Franklin Central in the morning, and if they can win that one, they'll play in the sectional championship tomorrow night. So all the best to Coach Maggie Harbison and the Center Grove volleyball team, and also good luck tomorrow to the Center Grove boys and girls cross country teams in the regional. So big day tomorrow for some other Center Grove sports in the state tournament. Again, the Trojans, a couple of weeks off, so no football game next Friday night. Maybe I'll go catch a movie. How about you, Rick?
Catch a movie. Well, you know what I'm going to do on Thursday, and I know Ted, I wish Ted was still here. I'm taking the junior son up to Purdue for a college visit. So, as we've talked about before, if he decides to go to IU, then he's out of the will. So he's out of the will and possibly out of the family. So we're going to go up to Purdue and enjoy that time up there. And yeah, who knows what the wife will have. I'll go wherever the wife plans for me to go next Friday night, Kevin.
Yeah, we got some visits planned next week. UIndy, Butler, and IU.
Nice. Fantastic.
So, maybe next Friday, we'll see. We thought about maybe, because Drew and IU will play at Michigan State next Saturday.
You need to take a road trip.
So we might do a road trip and leave on Friday and head up to
East Lansing.
I've
I've taken that trip one time before. It's not the Penn State or a Michigan or an Iowa as far as the Big Ten goes, but it's a nice college campus and a lot of things to do. So that would be a good road trip for you guys.
Sounds good. Rick, thanks for your help tonight. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Kevin. You too.
Tonight's game was produced by Center Grove Gridiron Productions, New 5 Creative, and Center Grove Sports Network. The executive director is Aaron Holt. Executive producer Matt Murray. Camera operator Austin Tyke. Also our statisticians Jake Stiles and Bo Barrett. Special thanks to Center Grove Athletic Director John Zwitt and head football coach Eric Moore for their help with tonight's broadcast. Once again, Center Grove falling to Cathedral here at Tech High School, 21-14. Cathedral and Center Grove both concluding the season at 4-5. The Trojans again are at Franklin Central in 2 weeks from tonight at 7 o'clock for the sectional opener. Until then, this is Kevin Conrad for Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry saying good night, everyone, from Arsenal Tech High School.